Corey Mano, how you doing? Drone shots.
Good morning, good evening. How are
Uh,
you feeling, Paul? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Slowly warming up here at least.
Is it?
We've been into the 60s, so that's a good start.
Yes.
Happy with that.
I
But
think we're ready to rock and roll now.
nice then. Hello, Jody, Daryl, Corey.
Daryl, and Daryl.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got the link posted. Anybody want to join the panel? Come on board. Corey was first. Drone shot second. W drones Daryl was third. But we appreciate each and every one of them. It does we don't hold you in any higher esteem than the others.
Mm,
Just the fact that you bothered to show up means a lot.
yep.
Mia, Mamma Mia.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she ate her dinner. Good, good, good.
Laura,
Hey Laura, well you could join us and it'd be Paul and Dom and Laura.
yeah. How's your computer going? Have you completed it yet?
Well, David was working on it. I thought he'd fixed it, but what's David up to, Laura?
Mm. Hello, Brenda, Sunstar.
Hey Brenda, Sunstar.
Okay. Oh, good that it's working.
She's been using it for a while. Yeah, I thought he fixed it like a week ago or so. Because he was working on it.
Yeah.
He had to order some parts in for it. That's
Awesome
because
then.
Laura, was it because the liquid got spilt into the keyboard or what? I seem to recall that. I could be wrong.
Mm.
So Brenda, I hope you're feeling better today than you were
Yeah.
yesterday.
Mm.
Oh, she spilled Pepsi into the computer itself. Oh, okay.
Oh no. Yeah. Mm.
They said earlier today, we had a possibility of having some rain this afternoon. But it doesn't look very rainy out there, right? I mean, it's a little cloudy up high,
Hmm.
but it doesn't look rainy.
Which way does the weather come from?
Usually from the west or southwest. We get
Oh,
wind
okay.
from the north.
Okay. Exactly the opposite here.
Most of the rainstorms come up the southwest, unless
Hmm.
it's a wraparound, you know?
Yeah. We've had one of those recently.
That's a salty, that's a BBC chartering.
Nice. So is that picking up or dropping off?
Let me see where it's headed.
Is that coming or going, basically?
It says its headed destination is USBCY. I don't know what USBCY is.
Okay.
Let me see if it'll tell me. USBCY. I think it's Bay City, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Bay City is up in like here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, Oklahoma Harvester is just went past Marine City and headed for St. Clair. It's about an hour or so away. Hey, TJ.
There he is.
There he is. Here I am. What's happening?
So yeah, what's up? There's Birdman.
David and Mark,
The U
Laura,
yes,
and Brenda.
the UK invasion.
TJ.
And there's Jody. What's up, Daryl?
And Daryl.
Right, I've got 2 minutes to
Daryl?
show you this. So
David,
Okay.
Daryl.
this is CCTV from Dominic's life to how he became bold. Well, it will be when I get it.
Yeah, when you share.
I have the wrong page loaded up. Right, you ready?
We're ready.
Sure sound. So
So is this a Dominic thing right here?
Oh, yes, kitty cat.
Oh God.
Nine.
Oh wow. Oh God.
no.
I'm off.
There's my mate.
That's funny.
And that right there explains why dogs are better than cats.
That explains why Dominic's bold, and that's just an everyday occurrence in Dominic's. Be right back.
That's funny.
They're not all for you.
Oh.
That's funny.
Nachos.
Nachos, huh?
Huh.
Hmm.
Laura says, there's TJ.
Yeah, I see that.
So what's new with you, Mark?
Not a lot.
It's the same old stuff.
Different day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different day, different food.
Yeah. Kind of cloudy over here today.
Well, it's kind of
Okay.
caught up, they're calling for maybe possibility of us getting some rain. We'll see.
Yeah, we've had a cloudy and sunny mixed day.
I had to walk my neighbor's dog this morning, so I did that.
Hmm.
That real neighborly.
Gotta go check on him here later. Huh.
Yep. Rain's a good thing, but when you have too much of it,
Yeah.
I've had enough of rain.
Yeah. Rain makes everything depressing. I think there's a country song about rain.
Yeah, it probably is.
I would imagine more than one.
But if you play
Yep.
country music backwards, your dog comes back and your wife doesn't leave.
Oh. uh, I've never heard of a country song played backwards before.
You don't know. There might be a hidden message there.
There could be. Holy shit.
I don't know. Much more? Huh?
Well, I'm all right.
So did you have to work today, TJ?
No, I was off today. Tomorrow I work, but I don't go until 3 tomorrow, so
Okay, that's good then.
yeah. I got the morning off, so woohoo.
When you start at 3, what time do you finish? 11.
Not 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a little bit of I was about to say we did a little bit of raining today. No, but I did a little bit of cleaning today. I moved the couch and vacuumed in there and washed some sheets, and I had to wash my mop heads because they were all, because we got one of those mops where it's got the water and then it's got the thing where you put it in the little spinner thing and you
Yeah.
push the pedal and then the water just spins out.
Yeah. I know those.
Yeah. So I had to wash the heads today.
Precious. Sure.
Oh yeah, that's right. He does sing that song, don't he, Brenda? I thought he sang that song. Dusty.
Dusty.
Hey, Dusty.
Wait, what is he talking about? I hopped off the plane at Lax with a dream in my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. I don't know. I don't know.
And I'm back. So, you
Yes.
remember yesterday I got hit by the scammers?
Mhm.
Well, today I hit back.
Good to
What
see.
happened?
Oh, I got scammed yesterday. Took all my money out of my bank account, drained it.
Oh
But
shit.
unfortunately, the stupid prick used his real phone number. Oh! So he's had a few phone calls tonight with me just playing. It's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. I got my
Knocking
money.
at your door, knocking at your door.
Yeah. I got my money back. I've done a massive report for the UK government to how to implement a few things to prevent this basic scam happening again.
Well, that's good that you got your money back.
Oh, I wasn't giving up.
So, like, what happened in the process? How'd you get it? Like, what happened? Did you like click on something and then like?
No, I ordered a sandwich. Ordered me and Laura a sandwich, and Laura's sandwich, as normal, came perfect. She enjoyed it. Nice, nice, nice. Fuck off. Because my sandwich was a veggie sandwich, and it came covered in meatball juice.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I'm
it
a
was,
vegetarian, for fuck's sake. I know exactly what the store's done. They've picked up the meatballs and just dragged it across and just let the juices blow out. Right. So called the store not answering, contacted Just Eat, and then Just Eat. Somebody contacted me claiming to be Just Eat customer service. You had all my details, all my past orders, everything. I was like, yep, okay, you guys give me a refund. You didn't refund me, you just took all my money.
so you got scammed while ordering food.
After ordering food, trying to get a refund.
Uh,
But today, I got all my money back and I got a refund for the sandwich.
nice.
Although the refund has led to a little argument with Just Eat because even though I've been trying to help them and I've been every time these scammers have contacted other people on Twitter and I've commented underneath going, don't fall for it. The scammers and pestered them. I've been blocked by so many people on Twitter today. It's unreal.
Hey.
Yeah, but I don't care. It ain't Just Eat. It's Tesco's, Asda, Just Eat, Uber Eats, Uber taxis, everything. These fake customer service because Elon Musk is a fucking dick. He took away that little tick that shows they are a genuine company. Yeah, a lot of companies in protest was like, "Well, I'm not paying for it," and decided not to have it, and that's allowed the hackers in, the scammers.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for them guys.
Well, I did a massive report. I've hit back. I've called the scammer back and gave him things.
Yeah.
He even at the last time before he blocked me, he said, "Please delete my number and don't share it with anyone." Fuck off.
Well, there you go, David. There you go.
I ain't giving up.
At least Laura enjoyed her sandwich with a cookie and cheese bites.
Shut up, Laura. I didn't even get my fucking cookie either.
Well, my tea today is nearly vegetarian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apart from the beef.
A tub of mashed potato from Iceland with butter mixed into it after it had been cooked. A tub of mashed carrot and spinach from Iceland, pepper in it. anything, I can put a pile of proper Lancashire meatballs on top of it.
Dusty's listening to Miley Cyrus, or not Miley Cyrus, but yeah, I think it is Miley Cyrus. Yep, that's what Dusty's listening to.
Yeah.
Put my hands up. They're playing my song. Butterflies fly away. Nod my head like yeah. Moving my hips like yeah. Yeah, Mark's dog knows the words to the song too.
Well, here's a little boo-boo for Laura. If she claims she enjoyed her cheese balls or her cheese bites, guess what? They were supposed to be chicken bites. You got that as well.
Yeah.
Well, Laura's not a vegetarian, is she?
No, but I ordered her chicken bites and she thought she got cheese bites.
What kind of cookie did you get?
If she thinks cheese is is chicken, chicken is cheese, maybe I could start giving her cheese and make them become a vegetarian.
What kind of cookie was it? A chocolate chip cookie or a sugar cookie or a macadamia cookie? What kind of cookie did she have?
She had the chocolate chip,
Oh, nice.
and I had the invisible type. I paid £12.90 for a packet of crisp and a bottle of Dr. Pepper.
Well, Justin, if I were you, I'd drive to the store. You'd get there a whole lot quicker.
You might not hear from Laura again as she carries on. But anyway.
That sounds pretty good. Double chocolate, actually. That sounds pretty amazing.
I don't care if it's double chocolate or triple chocolate or whatever.
Yeah.
It's still a chocolate chip cookie.
Triple chocolate's better. Milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and light chocolate. White chocolate.
I like any kind of chocolate. There's this guy on YouTube. Sometimes he's on Facebook, but he makes like everything and anything out of chocolate. Like he made a pencil out of chocolate one time. He did a dinosaur. He made a huge dinosaur out of chocolate. Like he made a oh man, he made like a ton of things. I was like, what the heck? This guy's pretty creative. He made a matchbox one time out of chocolate.
Yeah, Justin. You know what I mean, David, when I say a proper Lancashire meatball?
Kind of.
A word that I don't want to actually say on here.
Go on, say it.
All right, it's a faggot.
What did you say?
Smoking a cigarette over there is called smoking a fag.
Yeah, but a faggot is a meatball.
Oh, I didn't know it was called that. I didn't know meatball was called that too.
Well, it's a particular type of meatball.
Oh.
Usually pork and spiced and cooked in a nice gravy.
Okay.
Well, I got 8 packets from Iceland today, so I got the what's it ones as well. The giant hash browns from Iceland. They're bigger than a burger bun.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah, I've
says,
seen them.
yeah, faggots are meatballs made from minced off cuts and and awful, especially
Yeah.
pork and traditionally pig's hearts, liver, and fatty belly
Yeah,
meat or bacon.
It actually tastes a bit like haggis.
That's pretty interesting. I was kind of expecting something else when I typed it in the Google thing. Uh,
TJ's phone, what's it? Computer's going to be bombarded with gay porn.
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my god.
And of course, I had to leave some, even though she'd licked the 2 plastic bowls that the mashed potato and the mashed carrots came in, she still had to have some on the plate as well.
What's up, Lance?
Hey guys, how are you doing, TJ?
I
Good,
learned
yourself?
Yeah.
Where are you at? Are you at a beach right now, or where are you at?
Yeah, we're at the beach cabin.
Oh, nice.
We're only
Looks like
here
it's
for another 10 minutes, Lance, because Justin's running to the shop and we need to be off before he gets back.
This is the dog I lost. I think.
Oh, look at the
Cutie.
little fella. Look at the little fella.
Lance, hand over the dog and no one will get hurt.
Looks
Well,
really like it looks really low tide out there. Looks like the boats are like literally sitting on
It is
the
very low
sand.
tide.
Tide's on the other side, BJ. Oh, someone's got that bounce.
we're going to get inundated and what's the word? Invaded by Glaswegians tomorrow.
Oh, is it Scottish week?
No, City are playing Celtic in a friendly tomorrow night.
Paul, did you go live this morning too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Okay,
didn't,
just
I
send
didn't-
it.
Well, you
didn't see a
came in
notification.
and said hello.
No, I didn't get a notification at all this morning.
You know when
Yeah.
you went. You know when you went in and said hello.
That's
You know
right.
that
Just
They were live.
you told me you were working.
No, that was the other day.
No, that was this morning. Because I said in the chat or on live, I says, "Are you working today?" And you typed in, "Yes, I'm at work. I'll see y'all later."
I don't remember that.
Well, you know,
Oh, TJ, you're lying.
That must have been in a dream.
you're getting older, TJ. You're getting older.
Yeah, but he
must-
wasn't working. Were you TJ?
yeah, I don't
He's not
remember
working
that.
till 3 o'clock, he said.
I remember that because normally I would get a notification. I didn't see a notification, but
3 o'clock.
Idiots.
It's gone 3 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock now. Nearly 6 o'clock.
TJ, you know what day it is?
Hey, you're late for work.
no, I was definitely off today. Like I got up about I don't know almost like probably like 6:30 this morning.
TJ, do you know what day it is today?
Do you know what?
What day it is?
Today is Wednesday. Oh no, today's Tuesday.
Oh, you was correct the first time. It's Wednesday.
It's
Oh
Wednesday.
yeah, over there, yeah.
No, not
No.
yet.
It's Wednesday for Dominic,
Yeah.
not for us.
Still got another hour and a half before it gets to Wednesday
Hey,
here.
honey. Let's see. Can I? Speaker. Hi
JDS
there. How are
is
you?
trying to make me laugh.
JDS
Good.
and
Mom's on a walk, honey.
Frank Jody.
What's up? Okay. You might have her call when she gets back. Okay, okay.
Tell us you got to bring a
Hello.
Philly cheesesteak
Saturday.
back for you.
Okay. Okay, bye now, honey.
Paul, you like Rio and Bluey, don't you?
Yeah,
Do you want them?
Good. You're going to receive a box in a couple of weeks. Don't worry about it moving. Just open it straight away and let them go.
I got a lot of hawks around here.
TJ is the last.
Don't worry about that. Send you a cage. We'll send you a cage that they can go in as well. So you'll receive a box and a bigger box. Put the cage together, then let the birds into the cage.
Why are you getting rid of Rio and Bluey? You getting more?
No, I hoovered up this whole area here next to their cage, right? And then I had to phone the bank. I was on the phone to the bank for 5 minutes. I turned round, it was 10 times worse than it was before I hoovered. They chucked every food ball out.
That's because you don't discipline them.
Yes, smack their claws.
How do you discipline a bird?
Well, you go up, you know how their beak is? You go up and you boom, boom.
Yeah,
Good luck with that, Paul.
you try doing that, you'd have no finger.
Uh-oh. Laura said, David, send Rio and Bluey anywhere and you'll be in serious trouble.
There you go.
Oh, really?
Boss, hey David, the boss has spoken.
So we watched a really good movie earlier, but like I fell asleep in the beginning of it. And then like I woke up and I was like, oh, let's watch this movie. It's really interesting. We watched Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Okay, this is a very short video. So
Yeah, what?
all of you keep an eye on what happens in this 5-second clip.
That's pretty funny.
Na, 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 na.
Hey, on Facebook.
I like the first one when the bird fell and the seagull was right there, and then the cat just jumps all over the place.
Me and me mum and me nan and me gran and a bucket of Vindaloo.
I gave JDS a what? A what?
A what?
A what?
I'm watching a very weird series on Netflix.
Oh, what you watching?
I don't know. It's ICNARSIK or something.
Hey,
It's about,
there's Lance.
Lance has got the Mavic 3.
it's about a Norwegian high
The
school
My
kid
Mavic 3.
who
The Mavic
suddenly
3.
becomes
Just
empowered
sent it.
by the Viking, the Norse gods.
I
Hey,
took it full
has
flight.
anybody gone and seen the new Twister movie that just came out?
No, I haven't seen it. I'd like to go see it.
Because my tenant went and saw it this afternoon. He says it was fantastic.
Oh, like what really happens in a tornado?
Yeah, he says the only bad thing is here's the.
I'm going to be honest. I don't need to see any movies about twisters or tornadoes. I sleep next to Laura. I know what one looks like.
Well,
And feel one.
The spoiler alert is everybody in the movie dies in the end.
Oh wow.
Strangely enough, that's what's going to happen in my movie.
Yeah, the spoiler alert.
Well, you're talking about Bluey and, you're gonna
No, no,
kill the
no.
birds?
Paul, I said
Lucy, no, Lucy.
I don't need to see no movies about a twister or a tornado. I already sleep next to Laura. No one feels like and sounds like. Yeah,
Oh, really? She's quite vocal in her sleep, is she?
she can be. And like you said, everybody dies in the end. That's what's going to happen to me.
No,
She'll be in a minute.
at the end of a Twister movie, Dorothy goes home.
No, the original one.
That was the original one. Dorothy goes home.
You're showing your age, Mark. That was
The Wizard of Oz.
1960s or 70s.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we're not showing our age because it's on every year at Christmas.
at least.
Guaranteed Christmas Day or Boxing Day. It's on.
Strangely enough, they've seemed to have stopped showing White Christmas some while back.
We were watching the Price is Right earlier, and it was Christmas themed. They're like, what? It's not Christmas yet. What the heck's going on?
Christmas in July, it's a saying, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the prices right, only slightly different.
DJs.
David.
We are now into the second part of the year. We are heading towards Christmas.
Yeah, this is,
true.
we're nearly at the 8th month.
In fact,
We're nearly in the last third of the year.
You're gonna have to get your Santa suit out, TJ.
we are,
Yeah,
only,
right?
we are only a couple of weeks away from Halloween stuff going into the shops.
Why is talk about the old
What? What the hell?
Because Edna was the
Shut up. You was on pause.
Yes,
Who was?
one could say
My TV. It suddenly stopped pausing.
What's up, Bill?
Bill.
So what happens in a situation where it's really low tide and you're just stuck out there with your boat?
And that's pretty much it.
I guess you have to wait for the water to come back or whatever.
Either that or you move it as the tide goes out.
Yeah.
High tide, low tide. It just depends upon what settings you have the washing machine set at, high or low.
Uh,
And if you're using tide or cold,
isn't
You
it
hear the
fuzzy
sound of freedom?
It's the sound of freedom.
You hear that?
Yeah, we hear
That's the
wind
sound of
blowing.
freedom.
The sound of freedom. So, I think it was Fuzzy Wuzzy JDS, not
It's
Pissy
an
Wizzy. It was-
A6A military Navy jet.
Easy, easy. Let's get busy.
Mhm.
There's a military base about 10 miles from here. That's where I grew up, Oak Harbor, on Whidbey Island, Washington.
Is that military or Navy?
Navy, yeah, military.
Oh Lord, roses are red, violets are blue. If I were JDS, I would go the insane asylum and sniff glue. That's funny. Okay.
There he goes. There's the guy we know and love.
Oh,
That's funny. That's pretty good. That's
That
funny.
is. Bill.
That's a pretty good.
oh, Bill's here. It must be nearly time to close down.
Go, TJ, go.
Yeah, TJ gets on a roll.
Yeah.
You know, I think that TJ was the model after the saying "Rolling Thunder."
Rolling Thunder.
When I say stop it,
That's funny.
no, stop it.
But how did dinner go with the wife the other day?
Oh, you're talking about yesterday? It went
Yeah,
well.
where'd you go?
We went to a Culver's and we brought it home. We both got sandwiches. I got onion rings. She got cheese curds and got drinks. And then I got a vanilla frozen custard. Frozen cement mixer. We had vanilla ice cream. I think there was like strawberries and some chocolate and a bunch of other things on there. It's pretty good.
Were you a good boy?
Yes, I was a good boy. Where'd you go, Justin?
I had to run and grab some sandwiches. You guys were way off too. Wizard of Oz was 1939.
Yeah.
How do
Yeah,
you
did
know?
you know
Ron?
You guys said 60s and 70s.
Well, that you
I
know
didn't
why I
say
said
60s,
60s or 70s? Because everybody here is younger than that. Because TJ, when he went first time he saw the Wizard of Oz, he says, "Oh, that's cool. I'd like to go meet those people." I give you a little hint, TJ. You can meet him in heaven. I want to meet Dorothy. Where's Dorothy?
That's funny. That's good.
Hey, Justin, I don't think any of those actors or actresses
That's funny.
are still alive. Right?
That's funny.
Probably not. I would say they're probably not alive anymore.
84 years ago.
Okay, if Wizard of Oz was 1939, that's the days of black and white films only. How did they know the shoes were red?
They recolored it in
They
the 50s.
colorized it.
Yeah.
Well, I think they should have gone for a different color, like sky blue or something stupid.
Well, they were but see, they were called ruby red slippers.
Mm.
Ruby couldn't be green.
No, because that's more like emerald.
Yeah. And the Emerald City was the Emerald City. The ruby red slippers were ruby red.
Yeah.
And the yellow brick road was yellow.
That's right.
Yeah. Good point there.
So when she walked on the yellow brick road in her ruby slippers, she made orange footprints.
Oh, and when they
Mm.
recolorized it, I think the only part they left of the movie, black and white, was the very beginning, and then she
Yeah.
comes into Oz in the
Yeah.
color.
Yeah, it's more a sienna.
Sepia.
Close enough. When I said it, I knew I was wrong.
You were wrong.
I went, what's the bloody name of it?
Yeah, sienna's like a brick. Oh,
Yeah, I know. I was wrong.
it's actually the same colour for sepia, but
Dominic,
No, I know. It's a similar colour.
yeah.
Just I couldn't think of the exact term. I just went blank.
and Dominic, don't worry about it. Welcome to my club.
I'm sorry. I apologise.
No, you can just join in my club. Me and Donald have got our own little We're Wrong club.
Yeah.
Destiny's on a roll.
There he is.
Take a breath.
Gonna be popping the veins pretty soon.
You know what really,
Hey.
puzzles me? How on earth can Justin sit there with them headphones on while he's in this stage?
Turns the volume down.
Yeah, they're not headphones, are they? Just earmuffs.
You all right there, TJ?
Ethel.
Hey TJ, it's a good job you've got a background there. You won't be able to see the frying pan hit you in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know?
Justin, plug it in. Oh no.
Dominic's going now. Hey, Dominic.
No, I'm just reading. I'm reading what JDX. Crikey. Oh, crumbs.
Mark is rolling on the floor.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. And another note.
Oh my God. You don't even know what he's laughing at anymore.
Yeah, what was funny?
Come back next.
Talking about the Wizard of Oz. So the Wizard of Oz is funny.
Yeah.
It's hard to decide whether he's actually laughing or having sex.
Hmm.
Grab your chest. Grab your chest. Grab your chest.
Oh, good. Well, she'll stood up. It's 11 o'clock at night.
That's funny.
What do you think, Justin?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know either.
That's funny.
Well, next time Dominic comes on, he's gonna try that routine.
Yeah.
That's funny. That was great. That was great.
Yeah,
How
it
great
was.
was it, TJ?
And at what point did you climax?
Oh God, Jesus.
That's funny.
I want it was funny.
That's hilarious. That's some good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Woo. Oh me.
Mm.
Good now?
I think so, yeah.
Until the next time.
Until the next time, yeah. Until the next.
Pretty soon he's gonna have to go take a cold shower. If
laughter is the best medicine, then I'm the drug dealer. Then.
Yeah. Good point, Bill. Good point.
Yeah. That's funny.
Somebody's letting off fireworks.
Oh, okay. Any reason why? You know, is the date?
Why does anybody need a reason? Nobody needs a reason anymore.
Wedding,
okay.
birthday,
Wedding, birthdays,
Could be a birthday,
bar
yeah.
mitzvah.
Weddings,
Party.
parties, anything, bar mitzvahs.
the cat had kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or just celebrating TJ's laughing.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ, what do you do if you're in a store and you have to let loose a fart? Do you crack out?
As long as it's not a wet one.
Knowing TJ, probably just pull down his trousers, open the ass cheeks, and let it rip.
Let it rip, huh?
Excuse me, everybody.
Hey, I think he knows exactly what he's doing, Dominic.
Watch this and listen.
How are you doing?
I'll never forget a few years ago, we was in Poundland in Brentwood, and it's a funny shaped building. It looks like a funnel. So you have to go down these long aisles and then it goes back out. And I was like, Laura, I'm desperate to let one rip. So I went to the back of the store thinking, this is the best place to do it. There's no one in the store at this side of the store to let it go. So I did. Unfortunately for me, it echoed right down the shop. Everybody went to
Yes.
What did it do? Rattle the front doors or what?
Well, put it this way. Laura was like, I ain't going anywhere with you again.
The glass didn't break, did it, David?
Yeah, the
No,
glass
but
would
I
have
thought it
shattered.
was I assumed it started off as a quiet one, but because I've kept hold of it for quite a while, it built up some sound
Mm.
because it fucking echoed.
It reverberated.
And was it one of those quick ones or was it a long?
It was about 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
And all the fruit and veg went bad.
Yeah.
Not in Poundland, it probably improved it.
Well, just add that to your skid marks in your shorts.
Yeah, I hate
Put it
that.
this way. Luckily, they had an underwear section.
So what'd you do? Change right there and put yours in the underwear section and take a fresh pack? or
No,
what?
I would not do any of that.
No, you just say, oh, sorry, I was just testing these new underpants.
And the gal would probably say, well, then it depends upon what you need.
The only good thing about it was Laura put all the shopping back down and we left the store without buying anything.
Without buying a thing.
Good.
They saved me money.
That's what I do sometimes too. I'll walk in a store, just look around and not buy a damn thing. Like, man, I want to buy this.
We call that window shopping over here.
Yeah. Yep.
We call that forgetting what you went in the shop to buy in the first place.
I fucking hate that. You go in there, you're like, what the fuck am I going in here? And you come out with 27 items that you never wanted.
That's
Exactly,
it.
I
And halfway
did
home,
that
you
yesterday.
remember what you wanted.
Yeah, what did I go in there for? Yep.
And then you realise, fuck's sake, I needed a left-handed screwdriver.
Mm.
Damn, I forgot the solid cream.
Yeah, or you go in for something,
No,
you buy
seriously,
a lot of
I
other
forgot this
things,
afternoon
and then
I
when you
forgot the solid
leave,
cream.
you forget what you actually went there for.
Yeah.
Always the case.
That means I might have to buy
Well,
solid.
yeah, that's like TJ when he does window shopping at Goodwill. And he
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of tiki torches and stuff.
I'm taking these. Bye.
You just see TJ in the window. Can I have that?
Can I
Goodbye.
have that? That was pretty funny that day.
I bet they didn't think it was funny.
Yeah, they didn't think it was, but
And
I
the,
sure
the
didn't think.
police were chasing you, weren't they?
No, definitely not.
Next time you go in, you have to put your hat on and go in going, doing, doing, doing. Then they don't recognize you.
No, you have to. TJ, you've got to stand outside the shop door and go through everybody's stuff before they donate it.
No,
yeah.
no.
Like, here, let me look through this right quick
Let me
before
just
you
look
give all
through
the
this
stuff
before
away.
you give it away.
Just
Yeah.
say, I'm a door inspector.
Yeah.
I have got into so many arguments with people stealing from charity shops outside when people have left stuff overnight. It's like,
That happens regularly here.
Yeah.
yeah, people just go through it all. It's like, excuse me, it's for the charity shop. Chance I left it here. Still stealing. Once it's donated, it's stealing. Oh, piss off. Hate that. We only take stuff down to a charity shop when they're open.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Bill gets road rage when he goes to Walmart. Yeah, there are a lot of people in there. It's kind of
That's
hard to
just
get.
on And that's just on the milk aisle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, some of these bloody mobility scooters that are going around supermarkets these days, you don't half get roll rage with them fuckers.
They roll over you, don't they?
They look like bloody. I've seen Harley Davidson smaller.
Yeah. And they tend to think, look, I'm in a scooter. Get out of my way. I'm disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the scooter, you're like, who's on that darn thing? And then you just see this little old lady, you know, hands up in the air and sat on this seat that just about reaches.
Yeah. And I take my white stick out and said, who said that?
And some of these new ones, the 2-seater ones.
You can get 2-seater ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. It won't be long before you get the family one.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah. That's called an electric car. It's a Tesla.
Yeah.
Eating your porridge there, Dominic?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Have you flavored it?
Well, he's sharing it with Vegemite.
Not today.
You share it with the cat, don't you, Dominic?
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
One bite for Dominic, one bite for
No,
Vegemite.
you shouldn't.
No, 2 bites for Vegemite, 1 bite for the other cats, and half a spoon for Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You
they
should
make
have-
Dominic lick the bowl?
McDonald.
You shouldn't actually give
Hey,
porridge.
Donald.
Got milk in it. Cats can't drink milk.
It's lactose-free milk.
Are you wrong? Welcome to our club.
He uses lactose-free milk.
Yeah, that's why I did it, so that if
The
she
cat
does
can have- Okay.
if she does lick it, then there's no problem.
There you
Yeah,
go, Dominic. You got your revenge off of Wizard of Oz.
Lactose is just the sugar that's normally found in dairy products.
Hmm.
Not necessarily dairy products either.
Mm.
Safe journey, Mudball.
What's that?
Donald's is out on his buggy.
Oh, is it?
Oh, good.
Said
He's
he was
driving
gonna
the
do
buggy around.
Yeah.
Good news.
I think,
Hey,
I
Donald,
think
hey, thanks for popping in.
yeah, I
Thanks
think
for
you should go
stopping
live.
by.
You should go live and let us see how he's driving it.
Slowly.
Getting overtaken by mobility scooters.
Yeah.
That's the other thing as well. Some of these mobility scooters, they must do like 100 mile an hour. You see them overtaking freaking cars now.
Yeah, they're not supposed to. The ones that go on a footpath are limited to 4 mile an hour. The ones that can go on the road are limited to 8 miles an hour. Now, why they should be allowed to go on the road when they're only doing 8 miles an hour, I don't know.
The ones in Shop Mobility in Basildon, they do 15 to 20 mile an hour for the road ones.
They're not supposed to. They're actually the limit is 8 miles an hour.
Yeah, but they've got number plates and all sorts.
Hmm.
These are not these are freaking big things.
That's an invalid carriage like they used to have. They were brilliant then.
Yeah, but they still go around Tesco's with them.
The little blue things with look like a bubble car.
I remember them. The
Like
old
a Gee
disability
Whiz.
car.
Yeah.
The old disability car.
Yeah. Invalid carriage.
Used to get 2 people in them.
He did. Because it didn't go very fast with 2 people in it. It didn't particularly go very fast with 1 people in it.
But you had to take someone just to push it up the hill.
Yeah.
Isn't it one of them that Mr. Bean takes a disliking to? Oh no, it's a Robin Reliant, isn't he?
Yep, Robin Reliant. Yeah.
It's not a Robin Reliant.
No, it's
Reliant
not.
Robin, sorry.
Thank you. The Robin is the model. Reliant
Yeah.
is the
Manufacturer.
and they were made in Tamworth near Birmingham.
Yep.
And they had the Regal.
Yep.
The the Regal, the Rebel, the Robin, the Rialto,
And the Del Boy.
the Kitten, the Fox, the Scimitar, the Sabre, the Scimitar SS1. That's about it, really.
Don't forget the Del Boy.
That was the Regal.
Yeah.
The Regal Supervan was what Del Boy had.
Yep.
Because I had a Rebel, which was the 4-wheel version of it with a 700.
Fascinating that you can have a car with 3 wheels.
Oh, there's lots. Morgan do a 3-wheeler. Bond Bugs a 3-wheeler.
Yeah, but usually it was
It's
2 at the
better.
front, 1 at the back, rather than 1 at the front and 2 at the back. That's what I thought was
Isn't that
fascinating about
considered
the
like
Robin.
a tri
Yeah.
or something?
Right. Just the
Right.
other way around. Yeah, the Morgan. Morgan was
You could actually
very
drive a
interesting looking
three-wheeler
car too.
Reliant. You could drive a three-wheeler Reliant on a motorbike license if you had the reverse gear blocked off.
Hmm.
Over here, it doesn't have to get, it doesn't have to go through safety testings if it's a three-wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to go through the federal road safety tests and all that shit. But three-wheelers are dangerous, man, especially cars. Ugh.
If you've ever seen the Reliant Robin, you'll understand why it's dangerous.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. I mean, just a three-wheeler dirt bike was dangerous. Remember how dangerous
Yeah.
those were? They actually banned those in a lot of countries.
Yep.
And the sale of them because so many people were getting killed on them. I had a Yamaha three-wheeler back in the day. And I'll tell you what, if you took a corner too fast, that bitch would go right over. I don't know how many times I rolled that thing when I was younger.
Yeah,
It
that's
was a
because
Yamaha 250.
the front wheel is made to lean when it corners and the back wheels aren't.
It's very
But
hard
then
to
again-
actually hit a three wheeler.
They did bring a motorbike out with two front wheels
Yeah.
side by
Yeah,
side.
they have those here. They're called what are they called? Fucking they're
Oh, there
real
was
popular.
three or four manufacturers brought them out. Yamaha did one.
Yeah, there's a real famous brand that's like well known. I can't think of the name of it, but
Well,
Yamaha, pretty well known.
is it considered a
no,
trike?
no. It's a model of it, not brand name.
Is it considered a trike or what?
No, it's
Four wheels.
considered a motorbike.
Yeah, it's got two seats in it too. Two people can sit in it.
Oh, yeah, with the front door, right?
No,
It's-
no,
it's-
nothing like that. The motorbike I'm on about was a motorbike. It just had two front wheels and they were only 6 inches apart.
Oh, never mind. Different thing. Because over
Yeah.
here they got these big ones where it's two front wheels, the back wheel and the motor's behind you, and it actually has two full seats. And it's almost like a car pretty much.
It's like a bubble and a front door on it.
Hmm.
In fact, in the older versions, I don't know about the newer ones. The
Well,
older
that's
versions had the steering wheel was mounted on that door and you close
Mike.
it.
Yeah, Can-Am Spider is what Mike says.
Can-Ams, yes. The Can-Am Spiders, those
Yeah.
are the new ones. Then there's a
Well,
lot
more-
of Can-Am clubs too
Yeah,
out there.
Morgan have a three-wheel. They had a three-wheel car back in the war, but they've now got a three-wheel car that's like a track day race car.
Yeah,
It's that-
originally it was BMW, wasn't it?
The BMW Isetta bubble car was
Isetta, that-
one
Yeah,
of the
now that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the size of that car.
Then there was the Messerschmitt, which
Yep.
was basically based after the ME-109 fuselage,
Mm-hmm.
and there was the Bond Bug.
Yeah, the Can-Ams are real popular over here. There's a bunch of clubs that get
Mm.
together with them. I passed them on the freeway tons of times. There'd be a whole group of them together, and it's a little club. And they're pretty badass, man. I mean, when you're sitting in it driving, it's like driving a car, but it's technically like a three-wheel motorcycle on steroids.
Yeah, they've got, I think a lot of them use the 900cc Fireblade Honda engine.
Yep.
It is pretty rapid. I mean, the Smart Car is only a 600cc motorbike engine.
I had the 700cc model.
The upgrade.
Yeah.
Well, look how small it was too. It didn't need that big of a motor.
The Smart
It
Road,
only weighed 740. It only weighs 740 kilos.
the
Oh,
Smart
here we go
Road,
with the kilos again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, off the line, it's pretty good, but once it gets going, can't get. I 110 kilometers an hour, and it's really struggling.
that'd be about 75. Yeah.
70.
Well, that would get you by on most highways here. So,
Oh, definitely.
I mean, granted, some of the freeways they're at 70, to 75, it
Mhm.
might be putzing along in the slow lane. You could probably maintain a good 60, 65 and be okay, but it'd get you by for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
my
none of our speed limits are over 110, so it's
our
all
reliable
good.
petrol, which we've still got, and my dad bought brand new in May 1968. Has a 700cc engine in it, and it does just about 80.
Our highest speed limit in the US is that road in Texas. It's 85 miles an hour.
Ooh,
It's a random ass road in Texas.
probably about 130.
None
Yeah,
of our speed, none of our roads have a speed limit higher than 70.
Yeah, same here.
most of ours, our standard is 60 to 70 on highways, but there are some that are up to 75. It just depends. But your standard is anywhere between 60 to 70. So, and usually they drop down to 60 when you start getting into the more condensed city areas where the highways will get a little bit more, jammed up. That's usually when they'll slow down. But then when you start getting into the more rural areas, that's when they'll speed up to 70.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Like
they have speed limit signs at the start and end of every change of speed limit here.
like I-4, when you're going through Orlando, it goes to 70, but then when you start getting into the city area, it goes down to 60. And when you start getting out of the city, it goes back up to 70 again.
Well, with ours, when you go into the city, they tend to not, even the urban motorways, the speed limit's 50 on them. But dual carriageways is 40, and other roads is 30. Except for near a school when they drop down to 20.
Hey, Justin, you got me covered while I go catch a ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our school zones are usually 15. But if it's a kind of a really big highway that runs next to the school, they'll drop down to I've seen them as high as 20, 25. Because of the busyness of the highway that runs next to the school. They'll still drop it because of the school, but they won't drop it as low as 15. There's a couple of them
I mean, they
around
drop
my area that are 20, 25.
Yeah, they drop our speed limit to 20 when it's going through a housing estate that is near to a school.
yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Ours is 40 kilometers, 25 miles an hour.
I'll tell you what, the sheriffs around here, dude, they don't fuck around about the school zones, dude. If you're going 2 miles over, they'll pull you over. Like, you better be doing 15 or under. Like, they'll get you for going 1 or 2 miles an hour over. Like, they don't fuck around about that shit. They're really strict.
And is that speed limit for the 15 mile an hour time limited, i.e., during school hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's flashing lights on the signs too. It will say between such and such in the morning and then such and such time in the evening. And
Between
it says
8 a.m. and 9:30 here.
And then it also says when lights are flashing, school zones in progress or
Yeah,
something like
we've
that.
got an LED that says 40 kilometers and that comes on between 8 and 9:30 and 2:30 and 4 in the afternoon, school days only.
The only time you don't, and then buses are the same way. Like if a bus stops to drop kids, they have stop signs that come out the side of the bus with little flashing lights, and you better stop. Because you'll get in big trouble if you drive by that bus. Now, the only time you can drive past the bus when they have those stop signs out is if the road is divided by a concrete divider. So like if there's a concrete divider between the lanes, then you can go the opposite direction. You can keep going.
Central reservation.
Right, but if there's no kind of divider and it's a 2-lane highway, you better stop both ways.
Yeah.
Because you'll get in trouble like that. And now a lot of the buses here
coming on the other side of the road has to stop as well.
Oh yeah.
I suppose the kids getting off can cross the road as well as
right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and now they're starting to install a lot of our buses now in our area. have high-speed cameras on the side of them. So if you drive by the bus, it catches your license plate and a picture of you. And that's a big fine right there. You're talking about a few $100s your first offense. And then you do it again, it keeps going up, and eventually you can, it can turn into a criminal matter if you're like a habitual offender of it. But and because before the bus drivers would have to catch your license plate and write it down, and then they could report you for driving by the bus. And then they would mail you a ticket in the mail, but now they got cameras on the bus that catch your license plate and a picture of you.
Yeah.
But if the bus driver couldn't get your license plate and you sped through, then you got away with it. But now you can't get away with it because they started doing that because there was a couple of kids killed here in Florida that the people didn't stop when they were supposed to, and the kids were crossing the road. And then there was a family a couple of years ago. All three of their kids got wiped out by somebody driving by a bus and killed all three of their kids in one shot.
Oh, hell.
Dude, I couldn't imagine being one of those parents. Dude, I would have ripped that driver out of that car and beat the living shit out of him. I would have been so pissed. Dude, I would have been seeing nothing but red. Because, I mean, they literally wiped out all three of their kids in one shot. Their entire family gone in an instant because they didn't stop for the bus.
How long ago was this?
That was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was a while back, yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember what state it was in, but I remember it was all over the news. And then Sarah's mom, like, because she's a bus driver, like they got all these notices and stuff that said they had to be extra careful and all this and watch out for vehicles and all that. Like it was a big thing through the bus community at the time. I don't think it was in Florida. I want to say it was like Oklahoma or something. I can't remember though offhand.
No. Yay, Jody! Huh.
He's back.
Randy!
Yep. Hey,
Yeah,
Jonathan.
that's what I'm thinking, Jonathan. That's what I'm thinking.
So let's see here.
Hey, Randy, Jonathan.
It was back.
That's
Oh, this
not-
was back.
That's
in
not
2000.
Randy Jonathan, by the way. That's Randy Anderson.
Here's just a quick news clip of it. But this was it was back in 2018, so it was a little farther back.
Okay.
Than
Oh. No sound.
that was the 3 kids, unfortunately, that got killed.
Oh gosh.
And then she injured another one. She was in a big lifted truck and just blew right through the stop sign next to the bus. I'm trying to see where that was at.
There's a woman driver.
Yeah. Don't say it, Mark.
No comment.
I'll bet they went to town over that. Like,
No, I'm not commenting.
Doesn't say where it was at though. Not sure exactly what town it was in.
man, they don't look much more than sort of like 8 downwards, do they?
Yeah, they were all like probably elementary. Maybe one of them was middle school. It looks like most of them were elementary school. That's what I said, dude. Imagine, I couldn't even imagine losing 3 kids at one time like that, dude. I'd be so fucking, I couldn't even
That's
imagine
crazy.
it. Let alone losing 1, but losing all 3.
Mm.
Yeah, we lost a whole family off our street once. The mum and dad, teenage daughter. When
What's up, Jonathan?
that plane crashed into a mountain in Tenerife. They were on that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, Randy, I watched your unboxing video of your computer.
Oh yeah, when he got his new
That-
setup.
Yeah, but this is what I don't understand, right? Is they give you a shitty keyboard and mouse with it, right? You're already paying like two or $3 for a system, right? So they give you a shitty ass keyboard and mouse, which they should just give you one of their premium keyboards and mouse with it
Yeah.
for as much money as you're spending. But okay, so they give him the keyboard and mouse, but then they give him $150 credit so he can buy the keyboard and mouse. They should have just paid him in the first place. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
pretty crazy.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you think they would save more money by not giving out the cheap ass keyboards and mouses and just giving you that in the long run because they spent money on putting that keyboard and mouse in the box with the computer.
Mhm.
So why not, instead of giving them $150 credit, you just give them the keyboard and mouse that comes with it? That should have came with it, you know? That they
But you
gave you
don't have
credit
to
for.
use it on the mouse. You can use it on
Do
whatever
what?
you want. You don't have to use it on the mouse and keyboard. You can use it on whatever you want.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying, like, if they're gonna give you $150 to get a really nice keyboard and mouse, they might as well just put that in the box to begin with.
Yeah, but you might
Because
want to
most
use
people-
$50 on something else.
Well, I mean, you could, but most people aren't gonna buy a $3,000 gaming system and use a cheap ass fucking keyboard and mouse either. That should come with it. I mean, you're spending $3,000 on a system.
A
There's no
keyboard's a
reason they
keyboard.
can't. There's no reason they can't throw a nice $100 keyboard and a nice $50-$60 mouse. in there.
Well, look at that video you sent me earlier. That $10,000 Euro truck setup.
Oh, dude, that thing was crazy, wasn't it?
It was crazy. But did you see the keyboard and mouse he used?
Oh, because it was a sponsorship. That's why.
Yeah, but he used a tablet keyboard.
Yeah, I saw that. But that was a badass setup, dude. But that was expensive.
It
as shit.
was, but there was a lot of fake in it.
But like I said, I think that if you're, because in reality, Alien, like for Dell to build that computer, say you spent $3,000 on it, dude, they didn't spend more than $600-$700 building that fucking computer.
No.
I mean,
There's
if
no
anything,
reason they couldn't have thrown in a nice $100 keyboard with carry switches.
But did you spot any?
yeah, 'cause I was just gonna say, like, if anything else, you could go get a decent keyboard and a mouse for maybe like $200, I guess.
Right,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. But if you're spending $3,000 on a PC, there's no reason why they should not throw that in with it instead of a little cheapy ass $20 keyboard and mouse.
A lot of
Did you-
keyboards are $100, if that.
Right. But did you spot any errors in that video, Justin?
I didn't watch the entire thing. I kind of watched the first like
When he
10 minutes
came
of it.
when he came to the gameplay, the screens down the side did not match with what the game would do. And
Oh yeah, you're talking about when he added the other TVs in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the messages on the screen he were getting were not Euro Truck screen messages, they were overlays. He was using someone else's he wasn't actually playing the game, he was using someone else's video.
And that's the thing, Randy. Like you paid $1,900 for it, but if you went and built that same computer, you could probably build it for like $800-900 yourself. Now imagine what it would cost Dell to build it. I mean, they're buying fucking components, millions of components. It
Did
probably
you
costs
say-
them.
imagine what it cost Dell to build it? Dell would have
If
built
it- No, I'm saying if they what it costs them to build a computer versus a regular person to buy the same exact parts and build it.
Mm.
It's cheaper for them to do it themselves.
Yeah, but then
what
they
I'm saying.
charge you like
You
23,
would think.
$2,500.
Right, but you'd think it was cheaper for Dell, but it's not. That's why Dell have gone down their own road of making their own circuit boards, and soldering in parts rather than allowing you to chop and change them. I would never buy another Dell computer because it's all controlled.
Well, yes, a lot
You can
of their
just
stuff is
about
proprietary.
swap the processor.
Well, that's the thing is Alienware used to be very you could take things out and replace them and switch stuff out and
Yeah.
upgrade it. But a lot of the Alienware now, is some parts in there that are proprietary that you cannot change out.
Yeah,
Not
they're
all of
going
it is,
down
but
that
some of
route.
it
It's
is.
pissing me
Some
off.
of the key components are.
Yeah, that's what annoys me. I think one Dell
Oh.
computer's got soldered RAM in it. It's like, why would you do that?
Certain
it's-
Dell desktops can last over 17 years, David.
Like I said, it's cheaper.
All computers can last a long time. If you
Depends on what you're
upgrade them.
using it for.
Exactly.
It depends on whether that particular set of hardware will support the next operating system that comes out. And then if you're on an older operating system, you're on a ticking time clock of how long is that going to be supported before they stop doing security updates for it.
Yeah. Well,
So if you have a computer that can't go to Windows 11, you're going to be screwed in another year when they stop doing security
yeah,
updates. on
October
Windows
next
10.
year,
What?
October the 25th.
Because-
What if you use like Linux, install Linux on it?
Yeah, but
Well, you can
gotta
do
know
that
what you-
anyway. Why don't you just install Google OS?
Mm.
You can take a 1970s computer and put Google OS on it, and it'll run.
That's what they're designed it for, but it's really not all that great.
It's
But Linux-
not great. You're not going to do
You
any
can
gaming.
put
It's a bit
Linux
like Chrome,
on
innit?
any computer, but you better know what you're doing because Linux isn't like that's not
Yeah.
for the average person.
There's a lot into Linux that you have to do.
But like I said, if you're on a computer that's not going to support Windows 11, which some people have computers right now that will not upgrade to Windows 11 because it says their hardware is not compatible. You're on a ticking time clock. You only got about a year, and then that's it. Because once they stop doing security updates for Windows 10, guess what? Your shit is vulnerable as hell to getting hacked.
Randy, if you're going to do that, I would suggest backing up your hard drive just in case onto an external hard drive.
Windows 10's got a life shelf till March 2026, even though the updates end in October. You should be good until March 2026.
If he's got a newer laptop, it's probably an M.2. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, it's starting annoying me now. They're doing different fucking pins on the M2 things. Why can't we just get something universal and just keep it? And hurry up with a graphics card that can have two M2 cards.
Frank, would you run Windows 10?
What's wrong with Windows 11? Why does everybody hate Windows 11?
I'm okay with Windows 11.
Right.
I have
I've
never had
figured out how
a
to use
single
it.
problem with Windows
Right.
11.
I tell you why people are having issues with Windows 11. One, it does control a lot of the software you can use. It's also it's a bad layout, right?
I've never had issues with it.
Yeah, but you're different. You're younger. My generation, we don't want to have our menu bar at the bottom. We don't want to have all
Exactly.
the apps in the center. I want my menu bar at the top because I was brought up in drop-down menus, not pop up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I'd agree with
That's
that.
how it is, right? And it's going to take a long time to change people's opinions. Microsoft should not be forcing people. They should have learned a valuable lesson last week, right? You can't keep forcing updates out on people because you're going to screw a lot of computers up very quickly.
Well, David, as you probably know already, they did not test it enough, that update that they put out.
Did you know
That
there's
wasn't
actually
even
no-
a That
there's
wasn't
actually
even a
no-
Windows update. That was a third-party company.
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong because the Windows update that caused it was not from last week. It was from January. A lot of the computers had a big security update.
So
Just wait up. There's a lot of computers that got a security update last January. And some of the older legacy computers, like mine and Laura's old one and stuff, couldn't do that update because it had to move a partition section on your hard drive, which older computers won't let you do.
so
And
they're
That
so they
update, because that update blocked those people on the legacy on the legacy side of Windows that didn't get that update because it still sat there in Windows Update. It keeps coming back saying failed, failed, failed because they can't do any, they can't fix it. They're the ones that bypassed it. Yeah, but a lot of people that updated it and used that cyber whatever software, they're the ones that got hit.
CrowdStrike.
CrowdStrike. That's the one.
CrowdStrike.
It's those that are using that software and that security update. That's
Uh,
where it stemmed from.
Delta is still being affected today.
Everybody's still being
From
affected.
Friday.
Today. It's not. There's no quick fix. This is going to take months, but this is the point. We've got ourselves into a state where we're rushing everything. Android do it. Apple do it. They don't test it anymore. They just, here's an update. I don't give a shit what the end user wants. Have this update. I'm going to change everything on your fucking screen. Right? And that fucks a lot of things up. If you don't test it, you don't run it, you don't make it, because people start like is happening with Windows 10. I use a third-party app to change it to look like Windows 7. If I'm forced onto Windows 11, I know I can reuse that software because I found the workaround. Yeah, but I'm holding out on Windows 10 for as long as I freaking can. In fact, give me Windows 8.1.
You can keep going
Oh,
on Windows 10
almost
for as
gone.
long as you want.
You can't. After October next year, you'll be at a vulnerable risk.
You'll just get the warning saying your computer is no longer supported.
No, you can't, because after October next year, Windows will not do any updates. After March 2026, that's when the likes of McAfee, AVG, all these little things, and all your software like Microsoft Office and that will suddenly start saying we're not going to run on Windows 10. And this is what they've enforced, right? You must upgrade to Windows 11 because we're going to stop you using our software. What's going to happen?
I would not recommend McAfee because all of a sudden they just start bombarding you with offers for you to buy their software.
Well, you should have paid for the software in the first place.
We did, and I still got a virus.
Well, I use
McAfee. That was years ago.
Yeah, no, McAfee the latest one is a lot better than last year's.
Actually, the best thing to do is just not use any of that shit and just use Windows Defender that's built in your computer.
Oh yeah,
All those
Windows Defender.
All those other programs do is just tax the fuck out of your computer. That's it.
David, this was early McAfee.
Right, my McAfee is working fine. I had Norton, right, for a couple of years because I got it free with my internet provider. And then when the internet provider decided, right, we're not going to longer give you a Norton, we're not give you any, you have to buy it. So I bought it, and it started pissing me around. Like, pop up every 5 minutes. Do you want to buy this? Why don't you put WebAdvisor on here? Why don't you install this? Why install that? Do you really want to install this app? It's like, back off. So I got rid of it. I've gone to McAfee and I've had no issues. And it's not taxing my computer at all.
Well, isn't Norton better than like?
Nah, Norton's terrible. Norton is a virus in itself.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't use any of them.
Yeah, to get rid of Norton, you have to download Norton removal tools made by a third-party company because Norton hide little codes that sneak little bits of software back onto your computer.
Yeah, because I always like see the commercials for like Norton, and they're saying like
when
like they say always like protect
Uh,
you from viruses or whatever.
if you've heard if in terms of fraud, if you've heard of LifeLock, they help you get rid of fraud. Their antivirus that they suggest you use, Norton, because LifeLock owns Norton now.
It's not just that as well, right? I found this out. If your internet provider is offering you Norton free,
Mm-hmm.
don't bother, right? Stay away from Norton. If they offer you McAfee, go the other way, because they're paying them companies for little backdoor accesses to watch what you're doing. Right? I don't know if you've got the same policy over there, but you know, if we get caught downloading films, stuff like that, they're gonna come knocking on the door.
That sounds like Big Brother's watching.
Yeah, well,
They're spying on us.
yeah, but we've got a company called Sky, and they're trying to clamp down. By clamping down on people sharing illegal football, they're also doing music and video and everything else. This is why I use McAfee. I use what's it called?
Have you tried one called AVG?
I don't touch it when I'm trying to eat.
I wouldn't touch AVG with your fucking barge pole.
I would have to agree with Randy on that one. I don't put any of that shit on my computer.
AVG used to be great. It used to sit there silently and was very little resource. But now they're worse than freaking Norton. They're adding all sorts of shit in there.
Like bloatware or spyware
Yeah,
or
it's bloatware. It's like super anti-spyware. I used to swear by that program, but then suddenly it started popping up little fucking messages going, "Why don't you have this offer? Why don't you have that offer? We can give you this software." And it's like, why would I want that software? It's malware. Yeah. So now I'll just have them sat download folder, and I'll just install it when I need to run it, take it off.
So how's Australia, Dominic?
It's slowly warming up.
Fuck off.
Have you?
We got in the mid-60s.
So have you thawed?
Is it normally this time of year it warms up?
It's like, yeah, it's slowly, late July, we start moving into the higher teen numbers.
So you didn't get any snow or ice?
We got snow, but not near me. Snow is about an hour and a half away.
So don't you get any like just flurries?
No, not this close to the city. No.
Man, I'm be surprised one day when Dominic like comes on the panel and has a tank top on. Like, man, it must be really warm because he's got a tank top on today.
Give it 3 months.
I'm going to be surprised if one day TJ or Justin comes on and says we got 2 inches of snow in bloody Florida.
Yeah.
I do believe Melbourne has had snow in the past, many years ago, and I'm sure Florida has.
Or Uncle Bill say, "What is this wet stuff? I haven't seen
I
this
know,
wet
right,
stuff in
TJ?
30 years."
Yeah.
Right, TJ, these northerners don't know what cold is.
Yeah.
I know what true cold is. 20 below and below.
Oh wow.
Good.
Yeah.
20 below.
No, when you get to a crisp
32 below.
55 degrees, then call me.
I said negative 22 Fahrenheit, negative 20 Fahrenheit and colder.
Okay.
I've done the driveway in that.
Yeah, but what's that in Celsius? Mark, where are you?
I think Mark left.
No, he's still there in the middle.
or just stepped away.
Hey Google, what is minus 22 in Fahrenheit in Celsius?
On the website calculators.com, they say Fahrenheit degree F to Celsius degree C formula. Degree C equals degree F minus 32 divided by 9/5. To find out more, look for the link to your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
that was more as Google, wasn't it? It's gonna sound
Negative
like
30.
Was
Negative 30 Celsius.
I'll do a Google search. It's fucking easy.
Does that sound right?
No.
About minus 30, yeah.
what was it in Fahrenheit again?
Negative
22.
20.
Minus
Negative.
30.
Minus 22 centigrade.
No, minus 22 Fahrenheit is minus 30 Celsius.
Either way, it's cold. It's very cold.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Minus 30. So, yeah, it's
No.
cold, but
that's
however,
cold.
It's just a tad chilly.
Yeah, but I might
You
put a
call that
jumper on.
chilly? You call that a chill?
Yeah.
What do you see? Negative 40?
Negative 40 is negative 40 Celsius and negative 40 Fahrenheit are exactly the same
Right.
temperature.
Mark, do you
Well-
do you regularly see negative 40
Anti-freeze.
Fahrenheit over there?
Yeah, minus 40 in Celsius and Fahrenheit are the same.
yeah, and we've had that over here.
What's the coldest you've seen?
But over here,
Yeah, by you, David.
minus, I think one night we were going back into the 90s or maybe late 80s. We had minus 42.
Celsius?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we woke up in the morning and couldn't open the fucking front door. Because it frozen shut.
Where I am, minus 5, but in Australia, minus 26 and a half.
Wow.
Damn.
And
Might be
Think
because
about-
you're running Windows 10 there, Jody.
Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah.
yeah, I remember that year they was actually telling us not to run any electronic devices near the windows.
Somebody
Because
did.
Probably. But they're only supposed to run in certain temperatures. I think it's minus 20 Celsius.
I'm wondering if somebody used extension cords and plugged it in to their hairdryer and de-thawed the front door.
Probably. We didn't. We just used it as an excuse to stay in. No school today. Way. Feet up. It doesn't get that cold anymore, apart from the far reaches of Scotland and sort of Iceland and Russia.
Up near Siberia, I believe it is one of the in northern Russia is one of the coldest towns on Earth.
It gets that cold in Canada.
What, minus 42?
Yeah.
No, no.
Yeah.
It's over negative 100.
You see, when it's minus 20, that's when people like Mark and me, because we're from up north, we think of putting a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Up north.
Yeah.
So
Because anything above minus 20, we start taking the tops off and dancing in the street.
So what temperature do you start saying, oh, let's go for a 10?
Well, we go out at night for a moon bathe.
Mm.
I bet a lot of people
think
do
it's-
that by TJ.
I think it's something like 9.
Yeah, what, Andrew? There's what?
I bet a lot of people do that by you.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's about 9 degrees when you can start getting sunburn. hot.
If you are going to go out sun tanning, do not put baby oil on your back
Yeah.
because if it's warm enough, your back will look like the red of a lobster.
No.
Yeah, most
You
definitely.
really, really want to get a
I don't
fast.
even understand why people like when they go out tanning, they put baby oil. Like, man, that is definitely not going to protect you from the sun at all.
No, if you're gonna go out and you want to get a quick tan, you go out and you use Mazuma cooking oil.
Cooking oil.
Cooking oil?
Uh,
Cooking oil or
Cooking oil.
coconut oil?
No, cooking oil. You
Oh,
know,
cooking, okay.
sunflower oil or something like that.
Shit, I just use like what is it? The Tropicana tanning oil.
No, they used to back in the 70s and 80s when people started going to Spain, so they fitted in with the locals. They used to actually use a cooking oil for a couple of days to get a suntan. They now tell you not to because it causes cancer. No.
Frank, I thought you were going to say something like, then Barry White came on the radio.
Gravy Browning.
And there's the sexy music started to play. Who remembers it's getting sexual in here?
Oh, Camp Coffee.
What about coffee?
No, you might not have had it over there, but we had one over here called Camp Coffee. And it was actually a liquid. It was an instant coffee, but it wasn't a powder, it was a liquid. So you just poured a little bit of it into the bottom of your cup and then added hot water. But it was that kind of a colour that if you rubbed it on your skin, you went brown.
So it was a coffee bean?
No, it was a liquid.
Hey, did you know you could use coffee in your plants?
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
Yeah, like if you like save the coffee grounds, like put them in your plants.
It's supposed to help with something with the fertilizer and
yeah.
Yeah. I got
Also-
a couple. I got like a couple of bags filled with coffee grounds. I'm gonna put in
Also-
a little garden that we have.
I have a feeling TJ grows peppers.
Yeah, a lot of people throw them in mulch piles that they do.
Yeah.
They'll do
Yeah.
like a not a mulch pile, but a
Keeps the weeds down.
what is it?
Compost.
Compost pile. Yeah.
Compost.
Compost.
But yeah, it also helps your
A
plants
what?
grow too, Jody.
Hold on, TJ. A what?
No, because if you
No,
put
no,
coffee,
not you. I was talking to the other two, the foreigners on the panel. What is it
Uh,
called?
It's called
Compost.
Compost.
a
Not
compost.
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 Jesus, you
Compost.
people.
Compost.
Compost. Nobody over here calls it
Compost.
compost.
Not compost.
It's composting.
For fuck's sake.
My neighbor
Composter.
had
compost.
Have you ever heard it called compost?
Yes.
Boom, boom.
Fucking foreigners, I swear to God.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, these foreigners. Oh,
Frank.
I mean,
Don't blame TJ there, Frank.
Yeah,
Come on.
TJ, did you read the chat there? Frank said he's
Frank.
to blame you if it kills his pot plants.
Oh, pot.
so you call it compost, yeah?
Yeah.
We call it compost.
compost.
Like when you've got two O's in the
Okay.
same word, do you pronounce the both O's
David,
differently?
what does Laura call it?
Pause back.
And there he goes. He lost his shit again.
Instead of saying them foreigners, how about you understand it's the English language and we say what it is.
We made it to the moon.
Foreigners.
Justin, why don't you just say you British people
No, CC.
in Australia?
We made it to the moon. We did. Australia can have some say in it because they got their participation trophy for helping us.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we helped you. So we've got to get some kudos for that.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So,
that was pretty funny.
I've got a question for you here, Dominic. That green screen you're using, is that the one that they used for the moon landings?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's funny.
Dominic, does Australia have many that have been to the moon?
Oh goodness.
We have no one. We've only got one astronaut.
We have
Most countries that have a space program usually are over. I would say most of them are probably over here with NASA, right?
Yeah.
And stuff.
Andy Thomas
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, our astronauts are with America now.
Yeah, because most of the European countries don't actually have. They have space programs, but they don't have like
We have a space
shuttles
program
and
in
shit.
South Australia.
Right, but you don't have shuttles and all that shit.
Yeah,
No.
well, yeah, but
the UK
gotta
has
look at
a
it this-
spaceport.
no. You have to look at it this way. If we tried to launch a rocket here in the UK, right, everyone will be cooking s'mores on it.
And
We'd all lose our eyebrows.
Hold on, everybody, be quiet. We gotta wait for TJ.
We have got
Hi, Paul.
Mark, we can't hear you, bro. TJ's just like cutting you out.
we've got a spaceport in the UK.
There you go. There you go. Now I can hear you.
That's funny.
DJ,
Enough with the frivolity. I've got to head out. So
Where you going,
Heaps to
Dominic?
see you guys. I've got to
want to get some paracetamol.
things that I need to do.
Gonna go
So
to-
I'll see you guys.
Dominic also
right.
has heaps to
See you
do.
later,
Are you
Dominic.
saying something there, Dominic? I can't hear
Yeah,
you.
I was saying goodbye. And TJ was laughing over
You
it.
saying
So
hello?
Hi, Dominic.
I'll say good night.
See you,
I'll see you
Dominic.
later another time. Bye bye.
Enjoy your coffee.
Oh goodness.
Oh, he's up again.
That's funny.
DJ.
Oh
right.
shit!
Hey,
Did
TJ,
you hear
right there.
Oh, Frank.
Did you hear what Jody just put in the chat? Apparently, one of Yellowstone's geysers just exploded and it not just spitting out water. Oh, it actually has a fissure going into it, huh? Interesting.
Man, that seems pretty crazy.
Guys,
Was it throwing out actual magma or just rocks? It might have just
Fish.
loosened up. Well, you know, they've been scanning Yellowstone for the last like 20 years, and they have noticed some of the valleys actually rising in height. So it's not a conspiracy, it's true.
Oh, it's actually happened yesterday.
So do we think it's gonna have a volcano's gonna erupt in Yellowstone, just like as in the movie 2012?
There was
Oh,
a movie named 2012.
nah.
No, in 2012, the movie, volcano in Yellowstone does a massive eruption.
There you go.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Excuse me, Mr. Adult. Get back you fucking idiot.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Somebody call Ron Lockwood.
Hopefully nobody was too close to that because there were some big ass chunks of rocks coming out of there.
Yeah.
Look at the steam still.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's not good. That means there's something going on down there.
Yeah, Mother Nature's
Well,
a bit.
that's a reaction to TJ.
Mother Nature is she is a fickle bitch.
Mother Nature is making big deal over TJ. Yeah.
You're right, Justin.
Oh yeah,
He's fickle.
definitely. Jody, that's 100% bunch of dirt and rocks. Yeah.
Right. And right, what I was trying to say when TJ was laughing his fucking head off, up, TJ. Right?
Yeah.
If the UK had a proper rocket launch, we would all have our eyebrows singed. Right? We'd all be cooking s'mores. The country is not big enough for a rocket.
We have got a space station, a spaceport.
So turn
It's
the
not
rocket
big.
sideways. You guys can put it on a stand, light it, and then you can pull England closer to the US.
It's somewhere down south.
You guys can connect on the tip of Florida, just a tip though, just a tip.
SJ, just the tip.
Just the tip.
Alexa. No, it's not good asking Alexa because she.
I don't think that's
Echo,
anybody's-
where is the UK spaceport?
Mod.uk. UK Space Command is a joint command based at RAF by Wickham in Buckinghamshire.
Right, that is not the
Nope.
spaceport. The spaceport you're on about is in Shetland Islands.
That
Shetland-
sounded
And
like
it's
that might
made
have
for
been.
vertical rockets.
Yeah, what she just spit out from Mark sounded like that might be like a military space. Because
Yeah,
it said it was
it is.
joint, so it's probably, I'm assuming maybe US and UK, maybe
Yeah.
some other countries. It's probably out
Right.
there with spy satellites and all that bullshit.
Look, let's be honest here. You ain't launching no fucking space rocket from that shit.
It
Yeah,
looks
that's
like it's
too
under
small.
construction though.
Yeah, it's in the Shetland Islands. It's just mini. It's going to be mini rockets. Look,
Oh yeah, it's gonna be small rockets probably for satellites and stuff. Definitely
Or it
no
could be
Falcon
test the
9s or
atmo-
anything like that.
It could be like the National Weather Service launches rockets to test the atmosphere.
no, we use Chinese balloons for that.
You guys, like I said, most of the European countries technically do have space agencies, but I think most of them are actually over here with NASA because NASA's the only one that has like all the Falcon 9s.
We used to be part of the European space program, and then we had Brexit, and we was like, we're not part of you no more, and walked
We
away.
have,
And now we're rejoining the space program.
We have
Well, it is. I mean, the
SpaceX.
French have got the Ariane rockets.
Well, we have SpaceX and we have Blue Origin from Amazon.
Yeah, but the difference between SpaceX and Blue Origin, and you can throw Branson in there with that, is they're just building little shuttles to take people up for touristy shit.
You
Where
have
Elon's
to try
building
and
it.
remember, Justin, Branson's British.
What I'm saying is, no, I'm just, what does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
He's not
Comparing the
American,
different
he's British.
No, I'm comparing the different
Everybody comes
space
from
programs.
someplace.
Yeah, but I'm comparing the different space programs.
I
With
bet if
billionaires.
you go back in time and do your trees, you'll find most of you guys aren't British either, really, way back in your roots.
No, we're
No,
British.
but what I'm
You're going to find that you guys, if you go back in your
Wait.
roots, are British.
Way back in the day, I was
no,
British.
but what
My
I'm
family was British.
saying is,
Yeah.
I'm comparing the space programs that that all these billionaires are running. The main three are Elon, Branson, and Bezos.
Well,
Branson and
it's-
Bezos are just doing little space shuttles that they're trying to do tourism.
I'm sure
crap with,
Branson's giving it up, isn't he?
where Elon is actually doing a real
Uh.
space program with rockets and shuttles and he's trying to like build bases up in the space and like that's a whole different level than what Branson and Bezos are doing. They're not doing all that same shit.
Well, he
They're
need
They're not
to-
even close to the same level as Elon is.
No,
They
because
want-
Branson's giving it up.
They want to replace the Boeing Starliner rocket.
Well, that's what I'm saying though, but they're just trying to build shuttles for the average person to ride on, where Elon's trying to build an actual space program. Like to rival
they-
NASA, and he's already rivaling NASA at this point.
Yeah,
I mean-
think what Justin's trying to say is if you go with Amazon or Branson, which is not Branson anymore, but if you went with them two, the likelihood is you're going to go to the outer limits of the atmosphere and back.
Right, you'll
Where-
go up just enough to get the weightlessness.
Yeah.
and all that,
But,
and experience space. And technically, you will be an astronaut at that point, because anybody that has gone up in there has been labeled technically an astronaut, because the few people that did ride up in Bezos, what was it, about a year or two ago, the ones that went up, and they got the official astronaut label because of that, because they went far enough up where they were in the weightlessness of space, went around the Earth, and then came back down.
Yeah, but let's
But-
be honest. Half the people that are going to pay for this journey are not called astronauts.
Who was it that was the Justin? You probably know was on Star Trek that went into space.
Shatner.
Who?
I don't know Star
Will
Trek very well.
Shatner.
Yeah, Will
William
Shatner. went.
Shatner. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, that was the one I'm talking about. I think it was
Captain
him.
Kirk.
It was a young girl, and I want to say a couple teachers or something that got it right on there. And it was with William Shatner. Yeah, it was it was like 4 or 5 of them got to ride together. And they all technically got the astronaut badge for going up into space, because technically they were in
And
space.
still Shatner's one of the oldest astronauts to go to space.
Oh, he's probably the oldest.
If you really, really want to go to space, just bottle up a big fart for a few days, and then as you let it go, just light it. You'll not blast off.
But like I said, like Elon's on a whole different level than them guys. I mean, the shit that SpaceX has done, dude, Blue Origin and whatever Virgin, they can't touch Elon what he's done.
And if you
His
really,
company
really
is
want to
far
get a proper
surpassing.
lift, TJ, have a Vindaloo curry.
Have them do
That's
what?
A Vindaloo curry.
honestly, and that's why a lot of these companies over here got to watch what they say to Elon too, because he's about the only game in town at the moment that really can get your satellite up in an efficient amount of time and for cheaper, because of all the reusable shit they're using.
I don't know.
And a lot of these CEOs are trying to talk shit to them, and it's like, I
TJ, what
wouldn't
do
be
you
doing
use
that.
to get your satellite up?
The little blue rocket.
Little blue rocket.
Well,
I
think
use that thing that
That
you know,
thing
like
that
the pump, the little pump that
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Austin
Talking about a
Powers uses,
penis pump.
the little pump
penis
thing,
pump. There you
the
go.
little penis pump. Yeah. or just
Oh
down
my
a
God.
whole just down a whole bottle of Viagra.
That's because he's going for the goal of who can stretch their penis the longest length.
Oh
Yeah.
God! How the hell did we get on
Yeah.
that?
Don't
I
forget,
don't know, Justin.
don't forget, one day they're going to invent the little wallies that go around and scrape everything up and that, and we're all going into outer space. We're going Wally style. And isn't it Elon Musk that's planning on creating a space bin lorry to go and collect space debris?
Wouldn't surprise me.
One of
As
them
much
is
as he wants,
actually
as
talking
much as
about
he
bringing
wants,
a lot of junk back.
well, as much as he wants
Apparently-
to put up there, it wouldn't surprise me, because he wants to clear the airspace up there pretty much.
But supposedly by like 2050, we want to send a person to Mars.
But catching shit up there is like a whole different level though too, because some shit's moving at 14 to 16,000 miles an hour, and you got to try to catch it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
went to
Like,
Mars
so
4
it's-
times the other day. Bought a 4-pack of Mars bars.
You're not just gonna put a fucking tarp up and start scooping shit up there. That's gonna be
No, a lot
a
of it's
whole
going to
nother.
it's all going to have to be collected, and it's going to need a whole new space station to sort it and strip
Well, like I
it.
said, the problem is in order to catch it, you have to get match its speed. Because if you're sitting stationary and you're moving really slow around the Earth, some of these objects are moving 10 times faster than you. And this is why the space station has been in so much danger so many times, because there's
Okay.
debris heading right at it at 16,000 miles an hour, and it smacks it. It's going to go right through it. A
There's
little tiny bolt moving that fast is like a freaking bullet,
Yeah, there's more space debris than there's ever been.
Jody just ties a drone around his.
Yeah, you're not gonna just be able to, that's gonna be a hell of a challenge to try to figure out how you're gonna get all that shit.
Yeah.
Justin, you realize who you were calling Jody was Frank, right?
That is Jody.
That's Jody.
It's his
Okay.
other account. I
Oh.
just refuse to call him Frank.
Yeah.
He has two accounts, Drone Shots and Frank Rizzo. If he's
There
on
you go.
Frank
That's
Rizzo,
like,
he's
that's
away
like,
from his house.
He's
If he's
working,
on
yeah.
Drone Shots, he's at home.
that's like Philip. He has two accounts. There's Philip Koshat, and then there's what's his other account? Dang man, I forgot what it is. I'll think of it here in a minute.
Something to do with a flea.
So how's Precious?
Well, she was making a lot of noise outside, but she's gone in now.
What was she?
Does she have a doggy door or what?
No.
Do you have to let her in and out?
Yeah, but it's nice and warm, so I've got the sliding patio door open.
Dude, I would never have a doggy door in Florida unless the dogs had like a collar that opened and closed it. Cause fuck that, dude. You don't know what's gonna come through that door.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
True,
But they do have really nice like dog doors that you can get, and you put a collar on your dog, and it has a
It's got
proximity
electronic.
sensor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a proximity sensor. They have to get so close to it for it to
Well,
open.
Has a microchip on it.
Oh yeah, so Philip Koshat, his other account is Flea Flicker. That's what it is.
How old's Chris Tyson, Mr. Beast?
Jody.
You what?
Yeah, see now he's gonna switch accounts and fuck with you too.
Well, he's Drone Shots when he's on his home computer, and he's Frank Rizzo when he's
Yeah.
on his phone.
But then sometimes he sits and talks to himself in the chat too.
Yeah.
Talk shit to himself. Be like, Frank, you've been eyeballing my girl. Yeah, screw you, Jody. You know, then they'll go back and forth. No, because the reason the way we found out that was Jody was because he came on Paul's live stream one day,
Yep.
and I want to say he was at a race or a pool event or something, and he came on the panel and it was Frank Rizzo, and we were like, "Who the fuck is that?" We had no idea who it was, and he was on the panel for like 20 minutes, didn't really say anything, was just kind of showing us around where he was at, and then he just left, and we had no idea it was him. Until later on, he came in the chat and was like, "Oh yeah, I was on the panel with you guys," and we didn't know that Frank was him because it came up as Frank Rizzo when he came on the panel.
Jody, he said a doggy door.
Did you say gator door? Hell no.
Frank,
Well,
think of
well,
it,
I mean,
Florida. Frank,
there's
go ahead.
there's so many lizards and snakes and shit. Like, dude, if I walk out on my back porch, I can see 100 lizards in a matter of 5 minutes. Dude, the amount of shit that would come through that dog door, dude, you'd about to be about stupid to have a dog door in Florida.
Man, that must have been pretty scary. Jody's talking about like his niece had one get in her screened-in pool, and when she woke up, she had a gator in there.
Oh, that happens all the time in Florida, dude. People will go out to their
TJ,
pools and they'll
you
just be
haven't-
chilling at the bottom.
TJ, you have an island in your kitchen, right?
Yeah, well, no, it's
I've seen
no.
Yeah, you do.
I've seen
It's not really an island.
It's
It's
like
just
a peninsula. You can't walk around to one side.
yeah.
But I've
It's-
seen the
it's just
island in the middle of the kitchen, and the gator come in and get stuck between the island and the counter on the edge
Oh
of the kitchen.
wow. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Something chlorine in the water.
He was
that
kind of
can
shocked.
keep gators out.
I've never had a gator
Hold on.
come in the house before.
Do what, Mark?
Doesn't the chlorine in the water of swimming pools keep the gators out?
No.
No. They will go in the pools and they will. Dude, there's been tons of videos in Florida of people going out to their pools and the gators all at the bottom of the pool, just chilling in the water. Now, it might not be good for them in the long run, but they will go in water with chlorine. Oh yeah, they've been in plenty of people's pools. That happens all the time here.
TJ, because the gators might hang out in a pond like that's behind Rod's house.
And these son of a
Oh,
bitches
yeah,
will
we-
either climb over
we do.
fences or they'll push their way through fences. Dude, these things can climb chain link fences. I watched a gator climb a 6-foot chain link fence at Walmart one day. We were in the back on the forklift and I was stacking pallets and a little 4-foot gator comes out and climbs right over the 6-foot fucking chain link fence to get back into where the retention pond was behind Walmart. Climbed right over the fucking fence like it was no problem.
Well, yeah, they got big ass feet.
Yeah, and then I've seen him go push through. I showed a video on here one time where somebody had a big old heavy duty wrought iron fence and the damn thing just pushed right between the wrought iron bars and just bent the shit out of the fence and went right through it.
Oh yeah, that video went viral.
Yeah, dude, they don't give a shit, dude. They'll either break your fence or they'll climb over it. Those things can climb. Don't get it twisted, man. They'll get in your
So-
yard if they want to.
Florida has gator issues. What does Michigan have? Moose issues?
I don't know. Squirrels.
No. Deer issues?
There isn't any really issues around here other than when you're driving, there's deer and stuff that you hit on the highway.
Well, that's what he's saying. Like, yeah, that would be. Well, I mean, technically in Florida, we have deer and we have. Supposedly we have bears. I've never seen one. I saw one dead on the side of the road one time, but I've never seen one
We
alive.
have coyotes, but not very often.
I
we got
saw
monkeys.
one let's see, I saw one Sunday afternoon at 4:30 in the afternoon.
And we got loose monkeys as well, because some jackass decided that was a good idea.
No loose monkeys.
We do. We have monkeys in Florida. You didn't know that?
Yeah, because when I was hanging out with Maddie one time, there's a baseball field like right around the corner from his house, and there's a bunch of monkeys that like hang around there.
Yeah, because some jackass at a wildlife refuge had a little island thing inside there and decided to put them on the island and didn't realize these monkeys like to swim.
You were
And they
talking about
fucking
coyotes?
They swam across the
Oh wow,
channel
that's a pretty.
and
That's
got
a,
onto the
that's a cool
mainland.
shot, Andrew.
Ask TJ about monkeys.
Oh yeah, I was just telling
That
him, Rod. I was just telling him
this coyote is
one
about
that
60
by,
pounds.
Matt's house.
What's
And
that, Rod?
and Justin, the bears are in Ocala Forest and north. A few have wandered out in Palm Coast around my area. But
Yeah, the one I saw was up by the Georgia border when I was there with the
yeah,
gas
you
company.
you have to
I saw one.
realize that from about Daytona and north is a different version of Florida.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like southern Georgia. It's got all the pines and forests and all that kind of crap. So that's where the bears and all that stuff is.
With a little bit of swamp in there too, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Here and there.
It's not Florida without swamp.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we've all
yeah,
seen
that-
show about this capturing the snakes, right?
Mm.
Yeah, but that guy with the jackass with the monkeys, though, he literally had an animal refuge, had a little island, put them out there. Like I said, he didn't research these monkeys good enough to find out that they knew they like to swim. And they swam off the little island he had them on, and now they're all. I don't know why they go hunting for them. Do they? In that area? I don't know.
Mm.
Do they actively hunt them or no? I would
I don't
assume the
know.
wildlife service would be hunting them down and killing them, or at least trying to relocate them back to where they came from.
So,
Because, dude, if you've seen like the monkeys in like India and shit, those fuckers repopulate quick.
Want to hear some interesting news?
Yeah.
So remember the mess on Friday with CloudStrike
Right.
Yeah.
that shut down the banks and everything else?
Delta
Uh-huh.
Airlines.
No, it was more the Delta. It was like all of them.
Banks and in credit.
Yeah. So where do I start this story? Anyways, I have a YouTube link from a retired Microsoft engineer who found all the info. So they, in their infinite wisdom, they have a kernel level driver, which is not
I got
necessarily
you off.
unusual
You're leaving? Justin? Justin's leaving.
for antivirus. And the EU actually, when we bought an antivirus company, the EU made us sign an agreement that we have to give other antivirus companies access to the Windows kernel level code. But these yahoos, in their infinite wisdom, what they were doing was so that they didn't have to keep recertifying their driver, they essentially wrote a driver that can run whatever code is posted in a file. So what happened was their build machine produced a 0-byte file. Well, not a 0-byte, but all zeros files. And their code didn't actually have any data validation. And so it code checked the kernel and blew it all up. Yeah, well, this gets worse. Think about this from a security standpoint. You now have every fucking hacker on the planet trying to corrupt that file because you can put any sort of random code that you want it to run inside of that file, and that kernel will run it. It's a backdoor to the OS to run random code if somebody hacks their files, which is not hard. If I was any company that had their shit, I would take that stuff off my servers so goddamn fast, because you got every hacker on the planet is going to be attacking that.
And what's the name of the company that has
CloudStrike.
So you can bet there's going to be a lot of lawsuits going on.
Oh, I just read an article. They're anticipating at least $1 billion.
Because it costs the same to go after them for $1 million that it does for 500 million.
Yeah. So there's another part to this story. So most enterprise class software gives you the ability to take the updates and put them in a test environment first. They won't auto roll out into production, assuming you use the tools correctly. The Windows updates work like that. There's an internal service called WSUS, Windows Software Update Services, that run in Active Directory at all of the companies. And so you can control the rollout so that okay, great, they send us something new. We're going to run it on our test machines before we actually run it to production so that we don't blow our production servers up. CloudStrike had this, but guess what else they had? They left themselves a back door to bypass all of that and go directly to the production servers, no matter what the customer had set for deploying that code. You talk about a shady.
Did they do that
design?
Did they do that just in case they had to use it?
Then what was the emergency going on the planet that they needed to use it on Friday? Other than them being the emergency on the planet that needed to be taken out.
It crashed banks, airlines.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Somebody had to change the font.
So, great. You now the world knows that you've written a backdoor to the kernel that every hacker is going to be going after, guaranteed.
Right. Let's be honest here. Who didn't know there were backdoor hacks to Windows through the kernels?
Yeah, but this is not a Microsoft issue.
No, but we've all known that the kernels in Windows have been there since XP and are a backdoor access to any security you've got.
Device drivers. Yes. You are correct about device drivers, because device drivers run in the kernel. So
I'm expecting in the next couple of weeks a massive update from Windows to close some backdoors.
So, I said, so here's the interesting part. We cannot deny them access when Microsoft bought an antivirus, God, I can't remember the name of it, 2014, 2015, and started incorporating it, one of the EU regulators, as part of approving the process, required us to give kernel level access to any antivirus software company that's out there.
Oh,
We
was that-
legally have to let them.
Was that McAfee or Norton?
No. We didn't buy McAfee. I forget the name. I forget the name of what that company was.
I can remember it, but it was a
Yeah.
really good name.
Yeah. So the EU was the one that forced us. So to create competitiveness, so that we couldn't be anti-competitive, we had to open it to other antivirus
To be
companies.
more competitive.
But
On the-
right.
But I've got
On
a
the-
question for you now, Hot Rod.
Yes,
Why is
sir.
it affecting Windows 11 computers and not Windows 10 and 8.1?
I don't know what theoretically it should have impacted any of them that had that software. No idea what their software
got-
rollout,
yeah, we've
no
got
idea
docs-
what their software
Yeah,
rollout is.
we've got doctor surgeons over here that have that software, and those that have upgraded to Windows 11 and jumped ship and jumped over straight away, they're on the knees. The ones that still got Windows 10, they're good and running. Even with that software.
Yeah, I'll just say this. It may not have bug checked, but it may have corrupted memory on those machines and they just don't know it, that it's happened to stay up.
Then you have to.
It could be
then you
writing
have to-
random code in memory.
Then you have to.
So,
Then you
and
have to
reading-
delete.
I'm gonna take off. I got dog duties to take care of.
Geronimo,
later.
All right, we'll see you
So,
Okay,
and read-
TJ, hey, practice your laugh now.
Okay, we'll do.
DJ,
We'll see y'all in the morning.
DJ, don't forget. No, he's gone.
so in reading the comments,
Booga, booga.
yeah, in reading the comments, there was an IT director or something at some place where his company was trying to force, I don't know, the corporate was trying to force it down their throats. Anyways, the guy found a memory leak in their software that he said was reported to them over 6 months ago that they still haven't fixed.
Okay.
What is this
Why-
in crowd? What in
Why-
CrowdStrike software?
In CloudStrike, yeah. So because he found that memory leak, he was able to tell corporate, I ain't putting this shit on until they fix it. So he got lucky. All of his compadres at some of the other divisions who sort of conceded and put it in anyways, were doing a lot of fixing.
Hello, JDS.
There is a lot.
So
There is a lot going to come around in the next couple of weeks. I think Windows are going to have to look at their updates and the backdoor routes. It's going to be a lot of updates that people are going to sit there and be edgy about, but you're going to have to install them because otherwise hackers are coming in.
Rod, was it Avast?
I know for a fact
No, Avast is
we've
still
put a
going.
lot of hardening code in
Avast is Microsoft.
to wrap around drivers, knowing that drivers could be a problem. But you have to understand that these yahoos literally gave themselves a system where they could inject any code that they wanted to into the kernel and run it.
Now, when he
with their
says
device
Yahoos, he doesn't mean Yahoo as in
Yeah, not Yahoo, the company, CloudStrike.
Well, one of the stupidest things they could have done is not test the code.
I said this
That's item one. How did that get through their QA process?
Yeah, but I said this earlier. There is a race to the bottom on updates. Not just Windows, Apple are the same, Android are the same. We are just rushing stuff out. We're not testing it. How many times have people had the phone bricked by a stupid update?
Don't they realize at some point one of these updates is going to blow up everybody's phone, everybody's tablet?
It won't blow up a phone. There's not going to be an update that's just going to go right kaboom. Although there used to be a company called Free over here. There was rumors that if you didn't pay your bill, after several months, they sent a code that would cause your phone to sort of self-destruct. It didn't go kaboom, but it would get hot and fry up all the chip.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what everybody accused Apple of on their old stuff, right?
Oh,
With
yeah.
the newer software, everybody swore up and down that Apple was sort of intentionally making old hardware
Slow.
run bad.
I
Yeah.
think one of those was the
They admitted to it.
iPhone 8.
They did admit to it, Apple, didn't they?
I mean, anyways, I'll just say CloudStrike.
The finish.
So are they
If
gonna
I was
go-
like I said, if I was a customer who knew anything about security at all, keep in mind I worked on the CERT team in the military the last 5 years of my military career. I can look at this and go, I wouldn't touch that crap with a 200-foot pole.
So are they going to go under because of all the lawsuits that could be pending soon?
They won't go on.
They'll
They're
file
gonna become a
bankruptcy.
small-
They'll file bankruptcy and not have to pay anything. That's what's going to happen.
They're going to become a small fry company. They're going to be lower.
Yeah, exactly.
So Microsoft will have to find somebody else to do some of the work then, huh?
Yeah, use our stuff.
But
Use our
are there that,
antivirus.
but are
The
there
thing
that
with
many-
Microsoft, though, when Microsoft employ another company to do some work for them, they don't just take it and go, that's it. We're going to trust you. They actually do look at it and before they embed it.
In this case, they have absolutely nothing, zero to do with Microsoft. We didn't hire them. We didn't do. They're just a flat out competitor.
Yeah.
That per the EU, we had to give access to something that they obviously probably shouldn't have had access to.
This
'Cause
is
their
a
controls
wake-up
don't seem to
call
be
as
in
well.
place.
We have to take this as a wake-up call. AI is getting better, and people are going to find these back doors anyway.
Oh yeah, the
We need
future
to-
is the future. I'm an old guy. I'll never see it. But if you're 20 or 25 years old, your future is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, well, there's another revolution that's going to hit that's literally going to turn everything utterly upside down.
But as Rod or David said, it's a slap in the face.
Quantum computing. We've got to
like-
completely redesign anything to do with security because quantum computing can literally break it in minutes.
So is
Nothing's
your
going to be safe.
so Rod,
Nothing will be safe. So they're working on new designs for security with quantum computing.
so is your computer a quantum computer?
Hell no, those are still all experimental with they're still in the
You ain't-
development of the qubits that they're going to use
Yeah.
to make all this crap
So
Andrew.
work.
when do you see that coming? Do you think like 10 years, 20 years?
10 years plus.
Yeah, about 10, 15 years, I reckon 20 years.
Yeah,
But
that's
no
probably
one's
about
playing
right.
on a quantum, no one's playing Euro Trucks or Fortnite on a quantum computer. yet.
Yeah, not yet. They're not playing Doom on a quantum computer yet. Doom has got to be the first game they play, damn it.
No, it's not. It's going to be Pong.
Well, okay. And then Doom.
Could you imagine the speed
What
of that
about,
thing going across your screen?
You know how
It's
many
gonna be
networks
Tetris.
got taken down by Doom because they were playing them on the LAN and they were playing Doom on the LAN in the beginning when Doom came out. IT guys were playing it after work. They were still taking the networks down.
I
we
thought
used to play a
I
game
thought
called
they'd be
NL
playing
Snipe.
Oregon Trail. Remember that old game?
You have to remember back then, they were probably 10 megabyte NIC cards, not even 100 meg NIC cards.
Did you ever play
When
NL
Doom
Snipe?
first-
Hot Rod?
Play what?
NL Snipe.
No.
You were just two little characters. You could either be double A, double C, and there was like you can have up to 15 of you going around a little maze shooting each other.
Hmm.
It was a bit like Pac-Man, but you was just two characters. It was so basic, and it was so popular at college that one day the teacher caught us all playing it, and he ended up cancelling the lesson because the IT guy came in, to look at the computers, how we'd hacked all these computers to play this game. And he went, "No, they haven't hacked them. We put it on the server. We're playing it as well."
Whose program was that?
It was a very basic program. You had to install it on the on the server.
Yeah, but there was some company, right?
I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I just remember playing it in college.
But you know, David, there is something to simplistic games being fun to play, and I'll give you one that comes to my mind right off the top of my head. And well, now we own it since we bought Blizzard. Candy Crush.
Yeah,
it's not like it's not okay. It's a little dot. It's a bunch of dots on the screen. Not really hard, right? It's not really complicated, but by God, do people spend hours playing
it's
that?
the flashy of it.
Yeah,
that's what suckers people in.
It's such a
Flashy,
simplistic thing.
You know, my email address, or one of my email addresses, was from the day Yahoo launched their emails service.
It started off with.
I think it was 1992, 93.
And here's another one that is absolutely gigantic in the younger world. Minecraft. You know, the thing with Minecraft was everything looked like 8-bit graphics. It
started off with Breakout.
Captain Joe.
So anyways, yeah, Cloud Strikes and Deep Blue.
The cloud did not strike Joe.
Hi, Joe.
All I got to say is they are.
How's the back?
Joe, we're talking computers. You need your disclaimer.
Okay, hold on. The back hurts.
I figured he'd pick up his 3D print.
Hey, Steve.
So
Steve's in the chat, everybody.
So your back is sore from picking up Tino.
No, my back is sore from bending up and down, shooting pictures of little freshmen. They got so many different sizes on a freshman team. Just getting in position to get a good picture, I wound up hurting my back yesterday.
Ouch!
My back was sore. I wore a brace today. It was better. They're all about the same size today, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Wouldn't Icy Hot have been better?
Well, I had that on. I had the brace on. I had a TENS unit on. Well, I had a little bit of everything going.
You need something like Aleve that'll help relax your muscles.
Yeah, I'm about to drink a beer.
A power lifter belt.
Or would I hate to say it, but would whiskey be better?
It might be a choice. No. Anybody want a dog?
I don't think Tino's gonna like whiskey though.
Right.
Oh, hey, David.
Yep.
Back to your answer about Windows 10 versus Windows 11.
No.
We have added a crap ton of tighter security. So that's probably why 11 bug checked. Because we check shit even more. And I can tell you over the next 6 months, there's going to be a lot of security updates to almost everything.
Is Windows 12 going to be tighter security?
Of course.
Than 11, do you think, or what?
Of course.
I'm hoping when they release Windows 12, they go back to the basic Windows of allowing us to have our menu bars where we want them, our taskbars, and stop limiting to what we can see and dictating what we can do and stuff like that. That's the only reason I won't go to Windows 11. I don't want Windows telling me I can only view Microsoft apps when other apps that I use are not. I've got to go stupid menus to get them.
Paul, do you want to ask Don about the Doom Buggy?
About the what?
Doom Buggy.
Hey, no, we already discussed it this morning. What do you want to ask him?
Don just asked, anybody want to buy a Doom Buggy?
And David, there are third-party apps for menu system. You can make it look like Windows 95 if you want to.
There is, but I don't want to. I'd rather use, the official software. I don't want to use masking apps and stuff like that because that's where your security gets put at risk.
I guess Apple is all screwed up because their UI doesn't look like it did on the Lisa. I
Wait,
want it to look like it ran on the Lisa. It should look like that.
How old is the Lisa?
That is pre-Macintosh.
Oh.
That was the forerunner. That was the forerunner to Macintosh, and Lisa was his daughter.
Now, wouldn't it be great if Microsoft released a UI that looked like Windows 3? The old Windows where everything was in a box. And...
Yeah, there was no menu.
Yes,
it was just icons on the desktop.
No, keep the menu bars, but you could have them windows. So what you have on your desktop, you'd have them little windows that would open out. Still keep obviously your menu bars, so you're only having limited stuff on your desktop.
Wow.
I think
Mudball just put Lisa 1982.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, he's right. That's about right.
I think Paul remembers 1982 quite well.
Yep.
That was about when I got my first computer.
1982 was a very good year, Paul.
In fact, no, I had it before that.
All of the years of my past were good years and best forgotten, It's
Apart from when the
it's
meteorite
like
hit.
the 3 different times I got married. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
Is that right, Paul? All the years were a good year, apart from the one that the meteorite hit that wiped out your friends, the dinosaurs.
yeah.
The first
Right,
big
and
computer.
all the struggles I did when I was building the pyramids. Yep.
The first big computer that I programmed on was an Apple IIe. The first computer that I wrote a program on was the TRS-80, the Trash 80. It had 8K of memory and a cassette drive for storage.
I've still got my TRS-80, but it was a 32 byte one. 32.
Spectrum 81.
But the Apple IIe, that was a nice machine. Back in the day.
First thing I wrote a program on, he had to put it in a tape, a ticker tape, paper ribbon.
That was the Motorola chip.
And then feed it into the computer.
Motorola doesn't even make processors anymore.
Does Motorola exist?
Yes. Digital radios.
Is that all they do now?
Yeah.
What
Cop
they don't-
cars, ambulances, all that crap. All that radio crap is all Motorola.
I thought Motorola still made phones as well.
On public phones.
Maybe.
I remember seeing one. Not for a long time. Hello, Motorola.
But I think you're right. They did it one time. I don't know that they do anymore. Nobody talks about them.
My first mobile phone was a Motorola
Yeah.
analog flip phone.
If they do, they're just a teeny, itty bitty, teeny tiny.
Back in, God knows when.
2001, were it?
Earlier than that, in the 90s.
Yeah, the flip phones with the big antenna she pulled up. Had one of those.
Yeah. And the 2 different sizes of battery you could clip on the back of it.
Mm-hmm. I remember
Paul?
the days, sadly.
Yeah.
That's envelopes from today.
Oh,
And
did you?
then a Sony, was it a P1?
That's just today.
Wow.
Which
I
tiny
had that
little,
many yesterday.
You're going to be a rich man. You could buy You could buy that dune buggy.
No. I like the ones that say enclosed 380, enclosed 420, enclosed 350. I like those. Now the admin side of it's the pain in the ass.
Now you can buy a new camera. Now you can afford to buy a new camera
No, I don't want a new camera. Mine worked just fine.
or a new lens, which is
I
more
don't need it.
expensive than the camera.
You're right. You're absolutely right there. The funny part about it is like there's a camera I want, but I don't need it. You know, and that's the difference. There's a drone I want and I don't need it and I buy it. You know, it's a difference.
So which camera?
I like the Z9 that Nikon's got up.
You know, a guy, a
That's
guy.
Sony. It's
Come
Sony.
on.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
the
Nikon.
Sony.
It is Nikon.
Yeah, that's Nikon.
There's a
So
Nikon.
there's a guy who's a photo guy that hangs out Flagler Beach and takes pictures of the surfers down there. Pics
Yeah.
by Tony. He has a Z9. Nice camera. Really nice
Yeah.
camera. Takes good pictures.
$6,900 for the body.
No, 5,500.
Well, it went
That
down.
was the what's that?
It
No,
went
no,
down a
no,
little.
that's the list price. That was the deal with the Z9. The Z9 was literally $1,000 cheaper than the Canon or the Sony
Good boy.
flagships.
That's
It's
still
been that
too
from
much.
day one. It's been that from day one.
It's still too much. And I'm Canon. I've been Canon all the way. So they got that new Canon that just came out. It's the R5 or
RF.
something like that.
The R5 Mark II and the R1.
Yeah, how
And
much are those? I didn't even look.
So far, everybody's a little disappointed. The R1 doesn't really look like much of a flagship. It actually looks like an R3 Mark II. And if you look at the specs, that's pretty much what it is. The R5 Mark II is definitely better, but not sort of monstrously better kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they bumped the price up on it. $42.99, $4,300. And the bad part is that camera is competing with the Nikon Z8. And in most ways, the Z8 is actually better than the R5 Mark II. It's got a faster the Nikon's the Z8 is essentially a miniaturized Z9. There's very, very little differences between grip, battery, and a few extra buttons. So you're looking at 4,300 versus 3,400. I'd buy the Nikon any day of the week. And the problem with the R mount, Joe, is no third-party R mount. So you're paying an arm and a leg for the fucking glass because there's no competition because they won't. They haven't licensed it. You get Nikon or Sony, you can buy Tamron and Sigma and all the rest of them buy their lenses to put on, and some of those guys make pretty damn good lenses for a hell of a lot less money.
Well, they don't make an adapter for them?
They make an EF to R mount adapter so that you can use the Canon I guess any
I
of
was
your
gonna
EF
say,
mount.
if nobody's doing it, they'd be crazy.
Yeah,
because-
but that glass is not really designed for that camera. It's not bad. It works. I've seen some of the channels that have talked about it. It works. Just not quite as
Well, unless you're doing pro photos.
right.
The average person that might have an upscale camera wouldn't notice, would they?
No. If you were an old Canon guy and you had a whole crap ton of EF glass, buy the R mount camera, get the adapter, and be happy. Because you're gonna pay through the fucking nose for any of the Canon R lenses, and I mean through the nose. Bad.
Because Joe, you got a lot of lenses, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I got what I need.
I got a few lenses. I've got 6 EOS bodies.
Usually, I think at a minimum on lenses, you probably need 3. You need a wide angle, so like 14 to 24 or somewhere in that range. You need your medium. A lot of people like the 24 to 70, although I think Nikon has a 24 to 105, and I'm sure Tamron probably does. So you could kind of get something like that that gives you the middle ranges, and then you get something that's like 100 to 400 or 200 to 500 for long range. So you basically need a short lens, a medium lens, and a long lens. You need 3. However you want to fill those in. And whatever works for you.
And it depends on whether you've got full frame shutter or the other one that they did.
Mm-hmm. The APS-C.
Yeah. I've got one of them. I've got the EOS 500 wet film.
Or you can get the Pentax. It's a micro 4/3.
I've got an EOS 620, 750, a 500, 3 D10s and a D5.
What camera do you have, Joe? Which
Canon? We've got the 7D3, 7D2, and the 5D3.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, the 7D is all I need for sports because it gives me good low light. It gives me that extra reach with the crop sensor. I use the 120, 300. So I'm actually going 180 to 160, 420, 460.
Yeah. See, that's why people like the R7, which is APS-C. Because with that crop sensor, you could get the lenses and you get longer range on all the lenses. So literally that R7 is a pretty good outdoors long range kind of camera, even though it's APS-C. Not like it produces terrible pictures. It's obviously not quite as good in low light. It obviously produces more noise at higher ISOs, but you know,
you got to find your spot when you're looking at noise. You got to find your spot.
It's a little bit like Marcus. You know, he used to say with his drones and low light and all that kind of crap was, does it really matter? I always come out here to the canyon and I fly at noon with the sun high up. The light conditions don't really change much for me. So, and he's got a good point there. If when you go out to fly your drone, you're always out in good stuff, then literally all this crap that ain't gonna do you any good. You're not gonna notice the difference. And as they say, when it comes to camera, it's not really the camera. It's who's behind the camera.
Yeah.
Yep. It's all it comes down to.
Just got to know how to adjust shutter and exposure and all that stuff based on the aperture range of whatever lenses you have. And just like we do on drones, you can always use ND filters.
Yep.
So you got a lot of ND filters and everything too, don't you, Joe?
No. For drones, I don't use it. The only filter I use on each one of my lenses is a clear filter. I won't put anything on it.
Well, just the
I
UV.
only do that just to protect the glass.
Yeah.
You shoot much in like super bright daylight though?
Oh yeah. I just adjust from there.
That means you speed up the shutter speed. Well,
most of the time
answer
I have
is I was thinking about it. You're shooting sports, so you're cranking the shutter speed up anyway. So okay, yeah, I get why you're not running the ND filters because you're already trying to go high shutter. You're not trying to slow the shutter down. You'd rather speed the shutter up for sports. I read too much.
Yeah, it's a sports part of it that everything I do has got to have a higher shutter speed so I get to play.
So you need the R1, but it's $6,300.
I know. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine.
You'd have to be making a whole lot more money to want to buy
Right.
spend that much
Steve
on the
Carpenter.
body.
Come on in, Steve.
I wonder if Steve heard my comment on CloudStrike.
I don't know, but I'll bet he probably
I'd
has-
be curious what his thoughts would be.
Yeah. You don't get much past Steve.
Mm-mm. Definitely a smart dude.
And Mudball's here. Hey, Mudball.
Yeah, Steve, you're right. And that's because they locked all the third-party vendors out. But you know what's interesting? Ordinary Filmmaker, I was watching he's one of the film or YouTube channels I watch. And Canon was really dominating the sales. And ever since they've come out with their R mounts and they locked the third-party vendors out, they've been bleeding market control to in particular Sony, and handed it back to Sony. And most of their market share is actually in the DSLRs that are still out there. So ever since the mirrorless age, because of what they did with the R mount and locking everybody out, they opened it up to the competitors. I don't blame them. I mean, for the professional guys, that probably doesn't matter, but do you only want to sell to the professional guys? You got to have volume to the consumer to actually make any money. At least in cameras. Unless you're like somebody like Red. Of course, the funny part, you know who owns Red now?
Green?
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Come on, Joey.
Camera.
You're a camera guy. Who owns
I
Red
couldn't
now?
tell you. I'll be honest with you. I don't pay enough attention to all of that.
Olympus.
Nikon bought them. Nikon bought
Really?
Red. So Nikon literally owns them.
I've
A
had
lot of-
people tell me, "How can you do this for 50 years? You know that much. You don't know that much about it." Because I got what works. It's like
Yeah, no. There's
Yeah, you don't
I
hear
don't-
much about a lot of the older camera places, like Minolta, Ricoh, Agfa, Fuji.
I've got an Itachi TV.
actually Fuji's got a couple of them that are actually not too damn bad.
What else was the Praktica, Pentax?
And Pentax has the Micro Four Thirds.
Yeah,
That's their specialty. People like them. The GH whatever, 200, 500.
and if you want to go really basic and still have a really good camera, Leica.
yeah,
You want to pay that price?
you got to pay that price. Though.
Oh my God. They're shit. Canon's expensive. Leica's twice as expensive.
Yeah.
Well, when I was doing weddings, I had Veronica.
Their one basic camera, I think, nostalgic camera they released not too long ago, $11,000.
Yeah.
Really? $11,000 to make it look like an old camera?
It is the lens that you're paying for with Leica mostly, though.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I've just checked my bank, and even though I've got a refund, I still can't afford it.
Oh, come on, David. You know you want a camera.
I had a great Sony camera. It had 200 times digital zoom and 84 times optical zoom.
Hmm.
Absolutely awesome camera. And then I let Laura take it away.
Actually, that's something else that's interesting in the camera world. Canon makes their own sensors. Nikon and a bunch of the other companies all use Sony sensors. So Sony sells to their competitors. But with Nikon buying Red makes those global shutter sensors that are in the red cameras that everybody just raves about. So it'll be interesting to see whether Nikon continues to use the Sony sensors, which they probably will for a few years, until they can ramp up what they can do with the red sensors.
Yeah, and back in the day, the glass to have was definitely Carl Zeiss Jena.
But global shutter is literally the next stepping stone. And Sony has it in the A9 III. That's the first one in the consumer market with global shutter. It's got its downsides, but I'm sure by the next few releases, all those downsides will disappear, just like stacks and just like BSI sensors and then stacked BSI sensors and, you know, the first generations of those things.
Think of it this way. When Paul got his first camera, it was so awesome, you could hear the guy tapping on the slate. Sorry, Paul.
That's okay. You know, you're not far off.
I'm
Yeah.
catching up here.
And it was such a beautiful picture. You know what the best part about those pictures are, Paul? They last a really long time. You don't have to worry about them fading.
They're on glass, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Silver halide coated glass panel.
I think I said on this. Yeah, I know it was one of the when I was on about the fact that they were working on glass storage, and they can get like 100 terabytes or something on a singular glass platter, but it's a write once storage, so it's long-term permanent things that you just
Bit like a laser disc.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. It kind of burns the bits into the glass is exactly what it does.
Well, what that would be good for would be for historical purposes, like putting in,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where you bury stuff and dig it up in 200 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then not be able to read
Time
it.
capsule, they call them, right?
Yeah, time capsules. Yeah. I mean, look at something like the National Archives, right? With all the documentation from the government and stuff. That sort of glass storage kind of thing, which would last forever, would be a great way to take all that crap and store it on something like that.
Right.
Just imagine somebody digging up a time capsule in the future and finding a DVD in it and thinking, what the hell is this and how do we read it?
Yeah. Or a tape.
What about when ET finds Voyager with the record? You think they'll know how to play it?
Yeah.
You know about that, right?
What's that?
Yeah. Voyager space.
There's a record on Voyager that I don't know if they put the record player on there. Anyways, they put the record on there, but it's got a bunch of information about humans on the record, on the platter, in case it runs into ET. I wonder if they'd be able to figure out how to play it.
They'd say, "Oh, what is this?"
And what does
Hey,
it matter?
probably.
Even if they could play it, they wouldn't understand the language.
Well, yeah, there is that too.
Well, they would if there's ET out there, you can bet they have universal translators.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you have to look at it this way. In all the films, when all the aliens arrive on Earth, they all seem to know English.
They all speak English. Yeah.
No,
That's because they've been.
Here's what it is in my mind: is they're not speaking English. We're hearing what they're saying in English
Well, that could be too.
because of electronic translations.
Yeah, but for that to happen, they have to be able to speak English first to be able to translate it into it.
Why?
Well,
Because
how do you
otherwise
translate
they
it if you
don't
don't know it?
what they're translating.
Well, the master computer would be able to translate it, and
It would still have to have a working knowledge of English to be able to translate into English.
well, yeah, but there's millions and trillions probably of different synonyms and different ways that things are said, and it we can't think as fast as a big ass computer, right, Rod?
Theoretically, but it's not as complex. It's really good at doing one thing really fast, just not doing lots of things really fast. That's what's different about the human brain. It's kind of like
Oh,
AI.
shoot.
It's kind of like AI. You know, AIs are really good. You know what the problem with AI is? It only does one thing. You want it to do something else, you need a different AI.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look at it today. We have one AI to take your text and sort of search through textbooks, right? And we have the other AI, which we played with that night to create images with. Those are different AIs. It's not the same AI.
I found that the Microsoft AI has got worse on its image creation. It's gone very Americanized and very stupid.
I don't know. Talk to the DALL-E guys because we just license it from DALL-E.
Yeah, it's just that it's like I put in England fans waving at Scotland fans leaving the Euros, which I did a few weeks back. Yeah, when Scotland got knocked out, it actually put the England fans in a stadium with an aeroplane on the pitch and the goals in the stand. It's like, how does that happen? And the plane had Scotland plastered on it with an England flag on the end. AI needs to understand rivalry.
Let's see here.
Ed Hassick said he has a Pentax K1000. It worked okay for him back in the day. Took a lot of pictures with it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Pentax.
My first really good camera, I suppose, was the Minolta X700.
So my daughter just texted me and said, half of that house has COVID.
Oh.
I said, blame it on the Democrats.
I said, anything that's got COVID, blame on Biden now.
So I actually used that image creator to create this thumbnail on this video. Because I called it, can a Nazgul dive like a submarine? So I told it, give me a submarine. It's not drone propellers per se. It came up with an interesting set of engines that I put on there, but it's kind of like a flying submarine.
Rod, did you hear about who told you about that, Joe? You can use AI to make music and sound exactly what you're got recording.
Yes, Sumo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I watched your video today, Joe.
You like it?
Sound good. Yeah, it was good music, that really.
Yeah,
it came out pretty good.
Sumo the other day, and
Yeah,
unfortunately,
Suno or something like that.
I'd never heard of Sumo before.
It's actually quite good. Apart from
Suno, Suno.
Yeah,
Suno.
And the worst
Yeah, they
bit,
give you can do 10 songs a day for free.
yeah, but you don't own the copyright on the free versions, and you can't.
What do you do? You type in what you want it to what you want it to be, or
you just put the words in for what you want, and let's put a song together.
You basically you tell it what you want and say make it techno, and it will spit out 2 versions.
So you tell it
which is
and the big unknown legal issue for all of this crap is them using licensed material to train the UI.
Yeah. Well,
There's
what I did
yet
for
to be
the
legal
birds, Paul.
fallouts, but I'm telling you, there's going to be legal fallouts.
Paul, you saw the video I did for the birds?
Yep.
That's what I used.
Oh, okay.
But when I try to put about, my birds playing and discuss that and, anything, he says, sorry, this is not Peggy 13, so you can't use it.
PG 13. Okay.
No, Peggy. PG is parental guidance. Peggy is the new rating shit. But like I said to him, who the hell under the age of 13 is using their website anyway? Because you're not supposed to use the internet until you're 13.
Yeah.
So, kind of an interesting model about this whole AI using copyrighted material comes to something that's been going on for a while just on the internet. You got places like Google who will link to newspaper sites and newspaper articles, but they will not pay them. Microsoft pays those news sites if we link to their article. So I think ultimately what's probably going to happen with like copyright stuff in AI, it's going to be like royalty. Whatever they use it for, whatever AI they produce for whatever customer, they're going to have to pay, like royalty on music, right? They'll have to pay some sort of royalty.
Yeah.
That would seem pretty fair, right?
Right.
Like everything else we've ever done with like
The only problem is-
music and books and all that kind of stuff.
A lot of the search engines now, it's sponsored searches. Your first 3 pages are just paid shits that they shoved up there. You search Elvis Presley, and I can guarantee you'll get some random crap that is nothing related to it.
This is one of the problems from a political standpoint is we know which way, especially the Silicon Valley companies tend to lean, so they tend to shove those articles to the top. So,
yeah.
And 4 years ago, they obviously did it a ton. And well, they've been doing it a ton for the last year, trying to convince everybody that Biden was okay when everybody knew he wasn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that that's what's been going on, but there's a lot of other stuff going on.
It just shows you. It just shows you which way the media goes, and
you have to look at X. They've gone the opposite way to what you're saying, because during our local election, they were pestering me, recommending for you, Nigel Farage, reform everywhere. And every time I clicked, do not show this, I blocked so many darn words, muted so many darn words during the election, and they still found ways around it.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you either direction. I'd much rather have it.
I just want
let everybody see both sides.
Yeah.
So.
Or give me control of what I want to see.
Sure.
Not what they want me to see.
Exactly. Just like they buried the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Yeah.
Utterly buried it, and Facebook like banned people for linking anything to it. Part of the problem with social media.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they need to take away their, what is it, 235 rights. It says they can't be sued. I think we should let them be sued.
I don't think anyone should have protection from anything. If you do something wrong, you pay the price.
Hey, Joe, Brenda just asked if you're feeling okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. My back hurts a little. I'm just trying to be careful.
Brenda's got the same issues with back problems,
Lay on a heating pad.
don't we all?
I got one. I need to stick it on there. I might do that tonight.
Especially if it's muscular. You definitely
Oh,
want
it's
to use
all
the heating
muscular. I
pad.
guarantee it's. What I was doing, I kept getting different angles to get the shots right to make sure I had
Bending
everything in the
over and
green.
stuff, yeah.
Twisting,
it-
twisting is
yeah.
the problem.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Buy spray docs and put some in a hot bath.
Front and back is okay. Twisting, that will screw you up pretty quick.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could mess this up quick.
You ask any golfer.
Yeah, exactly. It's the twisting that kills the back on the golfers. All they had to do was bend over to put the tee up and down and the golf ball on there. Their backs wouldn't hurt nearly as bad. The body's kind of built to do that. It can twist, but it's if we were really meant to twist, we'd be like the birds and be able to turn our heads
Yeah,
360.
spin your head around.
Spin your head around.
Yeah, the mighty owl.
You know, that's what just amazes me, how birds can spin their heads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, and,
Well,
and I can only go so far, you know?
Look at a giraffe.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
you
God.
say about birds spinning their heads, most birds can only go 360. 180 one way, 180 the other. When it comes to owls, they can go, I think it's 270 both ways.
Jesus.
There is a limit before the head will just pop off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It unscrews. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to be an owl though if you forgot you've got your head all the way around, and then you think, "Boom, cat."
No, Brenda said she loves ice, not heat.
And then you've got fish who can't turn their heads at all.
I know.
Yeah. Ice is not necessarily a bad idea either, especially if it's like inflammation in the muscles kind of thing. So depends on how your body's kind of reacting.
Right.
If your muscles are all tightened up and then you put ice on it, that's just going to make them tighter.
Deep heat. That's what you need.
Generally, yeah.
Or,
Generally.
or Tiger Balm.
Or just get icy hot and let it figure it out.
No, deep heat is a form of. It's a name brand of ointment that you rub on, and it just makes your skin burn.
Okay. Laura's just come in, and I've got to ask you the question. If the stoke brings the baby, what's the bird that prevents the baby?
The pelican.
The hawk.
No. Mark?
Condor.
No. Hot Rod?
Parakeet?
No. The swallow.
There we go. That's it. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm sorry. I have my disclaimer up. I'm sorry.
Shut up, Joe.
Shut up, Joe.
Be nice to Joe. He's injured.
When I was a
Where's my
kid,
little violin?
we used to have there was a company called Black Diamond that sold sort of a liniment kind of thing. That was great to put on your joints. Actually, what it was horse liniment that they use on horses and use on the joints in the horses. That shit works. It'd
Well, that
definitely take
stuff
the
does
pain
work.
out.
I know what
It'd
you're
take the
talking
pain out.
Black
Yeah.
diamond.
It'll numb you for about a week too.
Hmm.
Kind
Well,
of
the
what?
pain's gone.
Well, if you apply it with your fingers, your fingers are gonna be numb for a week. You'd have to put gloves on, right?
Hmm.
I hate when I get an envelope says they paid me in Venmo and they didn't.
Maybe they did. Maybe it got knackered by the what's it.
No,
Or the
I
name
got
on, or
a,
their name on Venmo isn't lining up.
no, I have a thing a barcode thing they can scan, so they can't mess it up. It's just that I've had parents do that, tell me, I paid it, and then they say, oh, I forgot to do it, you know? And I'll process it till I get it. See, that's 5 of them.
How are they? Have they dealt with you before in the past, or?
Oh, they deal with me. Cause
I mean,
I'll go to the coach.
they're
I'll send the coach the envelopes tonight, tell him these did not pay. They had said Venmo did not pay. Or I'll put it on the site.
They're repeat customers?
Oh, yeah. I got one Touchstone. He walked up and he said, my mom said she's gonna Venmo you. I said, yeah, I know, eventually. And she'll about the first game, she'll remember and pay me everything. But that's okay, because I'll that's $300 I'll get from her. Because he always buys a D package, $50 package. And they usually buy a few extra buttons too. It's $6 a piece. And then he buys a season package. And he's a senior this year, so they're not missing that. I got 4 envelopes that don't match up yet. So that's all right. I'll check them in a little while. I'll have them come in tonight, maybe.
Yeah, you never know. You know, some people don't rush right out and do it, you know?
Well, they say they write it up, put it, and forget to do it. That's what they do.
Yep. Well, do you have a phone number for them or call them?
I don't, well, I give them a couple of days. And then, like I said, a couple of days, I got emails and everything. I'm still kicking out, reminder, please pay in Venmo. Then the picture's on order for another week, for 2 weeks. They got 2 weeks to place order before I do the first order. And that way, one order goes in, I don't pay shipping, and they don't have to pay shipping. And then once they miss that cutoff date, they go directly to them and they pay $7.95 shipping. I don't deal with it anymore. I've been doing it long enough that it takes a couple of days to get it straight, but it does. Cash money.
On the good news front, it's probably more Joe than anybody. As of well, yesterday, since December, I think I'm down 55 pounds and like 40 pounds from about 8-9 weeks ago when I started this program.
Good for you.
With probably 45 more pounds to go. Or my doctor will shoot me. My doctor said don't drop below 220. So
I need to lose about another 30. I feel better.
Well, it definitely would be easier on your back and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I'm going to Alter Music Festival next March, and I want to be able to survive the 3 days.
I think it took me about 3 years to get down from 280 to just under 200.
I get down to 245 and then put it all back on. Because I went into a really nasty, deep, dark depression and didn't give a shit no more.
That was how I got up to 280.
See me.
Shoot, yesterday, all the envelopes I got only at one, I got $50 in cash yesterday. I got more than that in the first 3 envelopes. Paying me in cash today.
The weird part is the last 2 weeks, my weight has kind of been up, down, up, down, up, down. I lost like 1 pound 2 weeks ago and gained like a 1 or 2 pound one or something like that when I weighed in with those guys last week. I was having a really hard time breaking 270, and then like yesterday morning got up and I was 266.
Yeah, it gets tougher. The further down you get, the harder it is to lose more.
Yeah, you know what I found out? You know what I ran into, Mark? I was eating too little.
Yeah, so you weren't
And the
burning-
body went into starvation
Yeah.
mode, and that's why I hit the wall. So actually,
Yeah.
to lose weight, I started eating more.
Your best bet is to eat little and often,
Mm-hmm.
so that you start your body like it starts its digestion process and it starts burning off stuff. In fact, that one of the best things to do is to eat lettuce more often,
Mm-hmm.
because your body can't break down the cellulose in lettuce,
Yeah,
so it
it's
actually
great fiber.
burns more off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great fiber.
The other thing is to keep like a tub of 1/2-inch cube pieces of either cheese or ham or corned beef or something like that, and just have one of them every half an hour, just to fire your
Sam's-
body system back up again.
Yeah, Sam's Club has well, they have beef and turkey, but these little sausages that are about like this long, that are like beef jerky, the long beef jerky kind of thing, except for it's turkey
Mhm.
sausage and beef sausage. And we like the turkey sausage. It's got like 1 gram of fat and 1/2 gram of sugar or something, carbs. So that is freaking awesome to snack on.
Mm.
So I use those. Anyways, over the last couple of days, now that I'm eating again, my system seems to be working normal again.
Mhm.
When you're eating so little that you don't have to go to the bathroom for like 2 days, that's probably a little too little.
Yeah. I just eat something with plenty of chilies in it every couple of days. That'll clear you out.
Yeah. I drink the prune juice, but it's got way too much sugar.
Then you're getting prunes in syrup instead of prunes in juice.
Or you just take the
Prunes in juice.
magnesium citrate and drink it, and then you're good.
Prunes in juice, or any fruit in juice rather than in syrup.
Actually, the magnesium citrate is how I kind of figured out that I wasn't eating enough. because I thought I might have been backed up again. That stupid pudding they have me eat tends to constipate me. So I thought I was backed up. So I took some of that. It worked, but I got like almost nothing out. And then that's when it kind of hit me. Geez, you're just not consuming enough. You're just not eating enough food. Your body is literally burning all of it that you're putting in. And when you do that, it goes into starvation mode and won't burn fat.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but that's how it works. But yes, you're correct, Mark, because a little bit all day long, and that is to keep your metabolism burning, right? Is basically what it boils down to. It's like, okay, I got food. Keep the fire stoked all day long.
That's it.
You don't put the coal in the furnace only in the morning. And
all you need to do is eat enough, like a piece every 15 minutes, because your body switches on for 15 minutes at a time. So if you eat enough that it can burn off in 5 minutes, every 15 minutes, then the other 10 minutes is burning fat.
What you eating, Paul?
A muffin.
Y'all made Paul hungry.
That does not work with Boston creams.
that's because it takes 20 minutes to burn them off.
Well, folks, I think it's time for bed.
Then it all.
Yeah, it probably is your time.
Yep.
Nah, nowhere near yet.
It's 1:27.
Yeah, exactly. My Bill drone review has been on for half an hour already. It depends on whether Mikey comes on at 2:00.
He says
Mikey's coming. Yeah, Mikey's coming on according to his YouTube thing. He's got to notify me.
Well, I shall see you all in the next few days.
Okay, David, take care.
Catch you later.
Later. Stay safe.
See you, David. Yeah, just Mikey comes on at 2:00. It's usually about 3:30 in the morning when he finishes here.
Yeah,
Which
it'd be
is
about right for him.
not as bad as Sundays, because Uncle Bill doesn't start until it's 3 a.m. here. And it was 5:15 in the morning when I went to bed on Monday morning. It has been known to be sort of like 6:00 in the morning when I'm going to bed. And it gets daylight at like 4:30.
Well, just on a rough estimate, it looks like I did better on picture day than I did last year. It's a good thing.
Well, that's good.
Considering inflation went up. Yep, that's a good thing.
Yeah, but his prices didn't go up. He's left everything at the same price.
Yeah, I didn't change mine.
Well, gang, what do you think?
Yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah.
I need to jump in the
getting-
simulator and keep practicing.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to start putting figures in my ledger, so I need to make sure I'm paying attention.
I'll go across and watch the last half hour of Bill the Drone Reviewer.
Oh, come on. You want to be missing. You want to move that decimal point to the left at least a couple of times so you don't have to pay as much tax.
No.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here.
Okay, later. See y'all in the morning.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.